Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Northeast Ohio High School Football Rivalries. The latest book from veteran author Vince McKee takes you behind the scenes of some of the biggest moments in Ohio high school football history. McKee has every big rivalry covered, from the Holy War to the Silver Rail. You can find Northeast Ohio High School Football Rivalries anywhere books are sold or online at Amazon.com. Gable's Search Group. Founded in 2002, they help companies find candidates for most of their open positions nationwide. Gable Search Group is a professional placement firm located in Willoughby and only 20 minutes from the heart of Cleveland, Ohio. They specialize in areas of accounting, finance, legal, sales and marketing, information technology, engineering, and a host of other personnel. Their company can place an individual on a permanent or temporary basis nationwide. You can find out more about them today by visiting www.gablesearch.com or calling 440-951-9990. Start your career today with Gable Search Group. Airport Go-Kart. If you're looking for a fun time with your kids or friends, then head over to Airport Go-Kart at 16208 Brook Park Road in Cleveland. It's fun for everyone involved at a next to nothing price. Live from North Royalton, Ohio at Serpentini Chevrolet Stadium, it is week 3 of the Northeast Ohio high school football season. You're watching the Keon Sports Game of the Week as the Padua Bruins travel in to take on the North Royalton Bears. I am your host, Brandon Soder, alongside Cole McDaniel and Darian Jackson, all with you today. Cole, how you feeling?
Well, Brandon, good to be with you here once again. You know, no Dom with us here today. He was doing a great job with his MAC coverage. Again, should be back here when it comes to next week. And unfortunately, we won't have you next week, about part of that 3-man crew that we've had going here for the first couple weeks. But, you know, happy to be out here at North Royalton. Expect a fun one. It's always great to have high school football playing live in front of us.
Absolutely. And I feel like this year, even more than in the past, usually excitement starts to taper off a little bit once you start getting into the real grind of the season, but we got a nice crowd out here in North Royalton tonight. Both fan bases represented well, and just a lot of electricity kind of flowing through the stadium. And like you said, expect it to be a competitive game. So Padua coming in, they're 0-2. They're still competitive, though. Last week was a little bit tough. against Ursuline, lost 51-6, but against Holy Name in week 1, it was real back and forth affair. 21-16 the final in that. That really could have gone either way. A lot of scoring changes in that one. And then North Royalton took care of business against Westlake week 1, 21-7. And again, last week, ran into a little bit of a buzzsaw in Highland, 41-0 at the end of that one. So both teams really looking to bounce back off of tough losses. Both teams have some solid potential on both sides of the ball. Expect a balanced attack, especially out of the Bruins. And then North Royalton, we'll see kind of how they hope to get out and get things started under sophomore quarterback Joseph Kinney. Solid start to the season against Westlake, but again, tough to take anything away from that Highland game last week.
Well, you mentioned it. Both of these teams, big losses last week. It's a matter of who can bounce back, get on the right foot, and it's a matter of settling in early into the game. Obviously, next game for North Royalton is the heart of conference play, as they're going to be playing against Nordonia. That's going to be a game that they're going to want to get prepared for. You don't want to think too far ahead, but conference play is so important, and this is just a great tune-up for North Royalton. It's not conference play yet for Padua. Next week they'll play against Sandusky, still non-conference schedule, but it is one of those things where both of these teams would like to get on the right foot. Of course, North Royalton would like to improve above 500 where they find themselves right now. And Padua, can you get the first win on the year?
And that's the thing. I know they have another week before Padua starts a conference play, but you don't want to go into that 0-3, even if you have been showing promise, which Padua has so far this year. They have a solid running back quarterback tandem in Tyler Tesai and Marquise Hall, both coming in as juniors, both played together last year, having solid campaigns. Bruins are 9-3. They made not a deep playoff run, but a playoff run nonetheless. And they showed a lot of promise, returned a lot of starters coming into this year. So to start off 0-2, you know they've got to be disappointed and hungry to get this going again.
Yeah, that for sure. Hey, and by the way, we're here at Serpentini Chevrolet Stadium, Brandon, and I guess one thing is this feels very familiar for you out here. We were talking about this before the game. That COVID year, the strange year where there were only about 6 regular season games, you found yourself out here a lot, myself and Vince McKee, there at Olmsted Falls covering games, and you found yourself here in North Royalton a lot. How does it feel for you to be back after spending almost that whole regular season here?
It feels comfortable. You know what I mean? And North Royalton, they had a little bit of a tough year that year. They didn't win any regular season games, but then the magic really started to click when they won a couple playoff matchups. Again, everybody made it into the playoffs that year, with it being the COVID year, beat Olmsted Falls in a game that me and you covered together, a team that they really shouldn't have. Olmsted Falls had an amazing campaign back in 2020, but it feels great to be back. They always take care of us here at North Royalton, so excited to be in the booth again. And man, it looks like they got a solid team, so I'm excited to see where this goes. It looks like North Royalton will be receiving. They are the purple jerseys on your screen, moving from left to right. Padua in the all-white uniforms from right to left as we get ready to kick this one off. And we are officially underway in North Royalton. Ball's going to be picked up just short of the 10-yard line. Returner's got a little bit of space up to the 30, eventually brought down. And that was number 20, Mannix Wasco.
Yeah, and just on that return there, saw a little bit of a seam, and that's one of those things where actually somebody who has some ties here to North Royalton is Josh Cribbs, one of the all-time great returners. And when I had chatted with him a few years ago, I asked him, the key, and he said, honestly, when you see a hole, he said, just run as fast as you can, hit it. If it closes, but you got to hope that it's going to be open for long enough because it's there for a split second. So that there, again, maybe if you hit that hole a little bit harder, could have taken that farther there on the return.
So here we go, 1st and 10, team led by sophomore quarterback Joseph Kinney. It's going to be a handoff over to the right side. Running back's got a little bit of room to work. He's up to the 50, still plowing his way forward. Couple of nice blocks, brought down in Bruin territory. Excellent run there by Cody Miller.
Well, Cody Miller, a guy to look out for. He was the best player on the field for North Royalton last week. Obviously a tough matchup against Highland. They're going to look to get him the football a lot and expect the junior to really carry the load there in the backfield.
Yeah, and last week, again, it was tough to put up anything in that Highland game, but the little bit of success that Royalton had was in that running game. So we're going to see if they replicate that again. Now going to be 1st and 10 from the Bruins 43-yard line. Handoff again to Miller right up the middle. Maybe picks up a yard before getting dragged down.
Yeah, not much room there up the middle. Again, so far, the big success on that long play was outside the hashes. Maybe going to see a mix of going up the middle and outside, try to spread out that Padua defense.
Now, interesting here, seeing them kind of get into the huddle. Joseph Kelly with almost that choir style of huddle they're running there for North Royalton. Now 2nd and 8. It's going to be a handoff to Miller once again. Finds some room up the right side. Has an opening down to the 25 to the 20 before he's brought down. And Cody Miller having his way with the Padua defense so far.
Well, an excellent burst of speed, acceleration to get to the open field as he bounced it around his right tackle there. But they're trying to run away from star defensive end Jesse Hayes, who's lined up on the other side of the field, setting the edge for Padua.
And Jesse Hayes, if you have not seen this kid, I feel bad even calling him a kid. 6'7", and he is an absolute presence from that pass rusher spot. They're going to give Cody a break. Syed Abu Hamda now in the backfield. Again, the Abu Hamda brothers all recently graduated except for Syed. He's going to get the handoff here. Finds room up the right side again, and he's pushing his way forward. Nearly a first down. Again, run game looking strong for the Bears.
Well, and we were talking about a big guy on the other side of the field for Padua and Jesse Hayes, but Amahamda listed on the roster at 220 pounds, and he's every bit of that 220 pounds. Such a solid, sturdy build there. You'll see him also make plays on the defensive end when he's lined up at linebacker.
Now Cody Miller back into the game, and we made mention of it. The Al-Muhammad brothers, when we first started calling these games back in 2020 for North Royalton, were an absolute force all over the field too. Again, one of his brothers was a running back, and then another as a receiver. Now it's going to be a handoff to Miller again. This time Padua was ready for it, as he is met by a host of tacklers leading the way. Number 32, Caden Asino.
Yeah, and Asino just shot that gap. He also had a couple other white jerseys joining him and made that big tackle in the backfield and just starting to slow down a positive North Royalton drive so far. Again, going to be a big stand right here as you're buried deep towards your own end zone.
Now here we go, the first 3rd down opportunity. Padua trying to get the ball back here. 3rd and 3 from the 13-yard line. 3 backs in the backfield. Jumbo formation here for Royalton. It's going to be a handoff to Cody. He's got room on the left side, breaks through. It looks like he's brought down just short of the end zone. It's going to be close. Yep, looks like they're going to call him just short. Less than a yard to go before hitting pay dirt.
Well, it didn't look like he had much room to run, but Miller was able to just slip out of the tackle there. Looked like it was going to be a shoestring tackle, and instead kept his balance, stayed on his feet, nearly got to the end zone and hit pay dirt.
And this red zone drive from North Royalton is brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Make sure to visit them online at kelly-mac.com. So 1st and goal, 1 yard to go. We're going to see that jumbo formation once again. Royalton's ready. It's going to be a quarterback sneak right up the middle. Does he have it? And he does! Touchdown! North Royalton, Joseph Kinney on the quarterback sneak.
Just enough space there, and really only needed about half a yard. Joseph Kinney, and behind his big interior offensive line, lunges forward and gets North Royalton on the board first. That's big for the home team, especially we talked about both teams trying to get back on the right foot. Hey, a good first drive like that definitely has the momentum swinging your way already at home.
And you've got to feel good not having to throw the ball whatsoever in that first drive. They are really establishing themselves in the trenches, as now North Royalton will attempt the extra point. Ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. Right now in the first quarter, 8:44 to go. North Royalton Bears getting ahead early as they lead Padua 7-0.
When you got to feel really good after not putting up any points against Highland last week. Obviously, handily defeated Westlake, as we mentioned earlier, 21-7 in week 1. But last week against Highland, just not able to get much of anything going. We talked about, obviously, Cody Miller being the star for the offense, but it didn't result in points. So already 1 drive, 7 points up on the scoreboard. That's huge for you. If you're Padua, though, you can't get too concerned. It's so early in this game. Just a matter of you got a talented quarterback yourself. Get that football, do your thing, get into rhythm.
And that's what I'm interested in seeing. Obviously, that does loads for the confidence of North Royalton, but how does Padua respond? You just came out of a game where you're running a little bit of a buzzsaw, could not get your offense going whatsoever. You're already down 7, but like you said, 8:44 left to go, still in the first quarter. You've got plenty of time to respond. Just go out there and run the offense the way that you plan on executing it. So getting ready to kick off, it's going to be number 38, Sasha Sanjovic. The ball is up. It's going to be a deep, booming kick, going to be caught just short of the 10-yard line. Turner's got it, looking to make his way up the right side of the field, and gets dragged down at about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, I have to say the returner there, number 21, Caden Fiocchi, actually kind of got sideways to slip between his two blockers and some purple jerseys. And I think he honestly fell forward while running sideways as he was stumbling. It probably got an extra 8 yards there. So decent field position up near the 30 now for Padua to set up.
Now here we go. The Padua Bruins, led by quarterback Tyler Tusai, want to keep an eye out for their offensive line in this game. Their interior, a big part of their game last season. It's going to be a handoff to the back. Tries to make his way up the right side. Really not much there. And that's going to be Caden Fiocchi, the senior running back. And it looks like they're keeping Fiocchi back there. Again, all the talk was of Marquise Hall coming into this one. He is listed on the roster as a wide receiver, so going to be interested to see how they utilize him in this game. It's going to be another handoff to Fiocchi. Gains a couple more yards, going to set up 3rd and moderate.
Yeah, and a big hit there from the safety, Connor Vranich, who came downhill and made the tackle. Now, like you said, setting up that 3rd and 3.
Now, again, this is a big conversion if you're Padua. Don't want to go 3 and out to start things off. It's going to be a play action. Quarterback's rolling out to the right side, has a man open. He's got the first down, trying to make a couple man miss, dragged down at about the 44-yard line. But excellent rollout there, excellent play fake by Padua. The drive stays alive.
Yeah, and Tyler Tusai, the junior quarterback, he's not the most mobile guy. Again, he's got good size, but you see the strong arm as he rifled that one in off to the far sideline.
Single back formation once again, going to be a handoff to back up the middle, and he's brought down in the backfield. Excellent penetration there by North Royalton. Looks like number 66 on the stop, and that was John Polkovitis. Excellent penetration from the defensive tackle spot. We're going to quickly go 2nd and 11. Going to be a handoff once again, and North Royalton is not having any of it. This time Marquise Hall did get the handoff, but again brought down maybe just past the original line of scrimmage, but not much there, and that's going to set up 3rd and long.
Yeah, and got to give a lot of credit to Hall as he got his first handoff there. Honestly, probably would have been a loss of at least a yard there, but he kept his legs churning and got back to the line of scrimmage.
Another difficult situation, 3rd and 10 from their own 44-yard line. Padua now in shotgun formation, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Hall is in the backfield. He's going to take his time, throws it deep down the middle of the field and underthrows his man, but there is a flag on the field. They may be calling that interference on North Royalton. Intended target there is number 81, Karen Thomas.
Yeah, and I think you saw the left hand of the defensive back. Maybe they were talking about a little jersey grab there. Maybe not much of anything, but honestly, if you're the defensive back there, should have gone after that football rather than maybe battling with the wide receiver that he was covering. Tusai threw that off of his back foot and floated that one up there.
And I'm guessing what the referees are seeing is he kind of forced him off his route. Not really a ton of contact. I feel like maybe he could have still cut in if he really wanted to, but a lucky break there, if nothing else, for Padua as they now move into North Royalton territory. It is going to be 1st and 10 for the Bruins. Going to be handoff again. This time, no. Quarterback keeps it himself, making his way up the right side. Trucks a tackler, loses his helmet in the process, and picks up about 5 yards on the play. Excellent quarterback keeper there by Tusai.
We'll have to give a lot of credit there for Matthew Mitchner. The cornerback out there listed at 5'10", 164 pounds, and he saw the big 6'4" quarterback coming at him, and you know he held on. He did. He took the pop. The helmet came off, but he made the tackle.
Got the job done though. 2nd and 5 now from the 36-yard line. Tusai's going to look to throw up the right side. He's got a man right at the first down marker. Again, number 81, Karen Thomas. And that's going to move the chains for the Bruins.
Yeah, a smart play there by the junior receiver. He just knew where the sticks were and got to the sticks, and
it looked like it, but guess they're going to mark him a yard short. They're still discussing, and
it looks like they're talking over. They should be moving the chains here right now.
Yeah, they're moving the chains as the play goes on. Hall's going to get the handoff, trying to make his way up the left side of the field, breaks several tacklers, still fighting his way forward. Excellent gain. That was nothing but effort there from Marquise Hall.
Yeah, chain gang on the far side taking a little bit of a nap over there. Again, still fairly early in the season, but week 3, you'd think they'd have some of that stuff figured out. But it was right at the sticks. got everything corrected down there.
That's going to set up 2nd and 4, and right away, we're seeing the Bruins are able to come out with this balanced attack. Shotgun formation again, and it will be a handoff this time to running back number 10, trying to bounce his way to the outside, gets to the first down marker and more. That is Roderick Love, the sophomore wide receiver. Excellent carry there. Going to move the chains once again for Padua.
Yeah, and listed as a wide receiver on the roster, but during pregame warm-ups, all of his touches came from the backfield. So the sophomore, a smaller guy, 5'9", 170 pounds, and he's shifty, and you saw that with the little hop step he had there.
And he is the 3rd running back that Padua has used so far on this drive. He's going to get the handoff once again, this time straight up the middle. He picks up 4 yards on the play, but they're not afraid to swap out who's back there. A couple different back styles interchanging based on what they're seeing from the North Royalton defense, and of course keeping legs fresh, and it's working for them so far. They're moving pretty consistently, especially after that pass interference drive. Things really started to seem to click for the Bruins. Now going to be 2nd and 6, single back formation. Quarterback's going to roll out to his right on the play fake, throws it towards the end zone. A receiver was diving at it, couldn't quite haul it in. Again, Karen Thomas, the intended receiver. Looks like Tusai is trying to target him early and often today.
Yeah, and Tusai, honestly, if he could have thrown that maybe about a foot to the left, it would have been ideal, but that honestly probably should have been hauled in there by Thomas. It was close, good play call, and I got to say, it's so interesting to see Padua under center so much. A lot of schools out there are just in the gun.
And not just under center. They're changing things up quite a bit. It's going to be another pass, this time out of shotgun. That is not going to be within reach. Target there was number 17, Riley Cervaca. Really never had a chance at that one. And it looks like we're changing units. Padua may settle for a field goal here.
Yeah, and as they're about to bring the field goal unit out here on the field, and they're going to kick that from the far hash. I want to mention, Brandon, like we talked about, it's very interesting to see a very pro-style based offense out there on the field. You don't see that much in high school.
It's very refreshing. About a 31-yard attempt here, so no gimme here for Padua. But that kick is up, and it is no good. They're going to say that went wide right.
Yeah, and actually just came a little bit to the left actually here, and just about a foot or two wide left. It looked like, obviously it had the distance, more of a line drive, just not able to split the uprights. And unfortunate for Padua after a very solid drive, and especially after you're maybe even given a bit of a gift there on the penalty flag, you have to walk away with points there. Did not take advantage. Now they need the defense to come up big here early.
However, if you're Padua, you got to be happy that you know your offense can work. The pieces are there. You were able to get some consistency in that drive, just stalled a little bit short of where you wanted to be. Don't be surprised if they're maybe going for it on those situations instead of kicking a field goal later on in this game. 1st and 10 now for the Bears. It's going to be a handoff. Back has it, bouncing his way up the left side of the field, gets past the hash marks, gain of about 13 yards. That was Cody Miller once again.
Yeah, we already saw a lot of that in the first drive, and Cody Miller, as soon as he sees a little bit of space, even if he's just on the edge of those inside hashes, he's going to try to bounce to the outside, get some extra yardage, and you see that quickness and the vision. He will continue to bounce it the farther he gets down the field.
Now going to set up 1st and 10 from the 34, 4 minutes to go here in this first quarter from North Royalton. Pistol formation again. It's going to be a handoff to Miller once more. He's got room. He's breaking away down the left sideline. One man to beat. Can he shake the tackle? He cannot. Excellent pursuit by Padua. However, huge gainer by Cody Miller. And North Royalton now deep in the red zone, which of course is brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Make sure to visit them online at kelly-mac.com.
Well, how about that after that huge run from Cody Miller? We still have just about 4 minutes remaining here in the first quarter, and he's already up over 100 yards there after that carry. That was a big gain, and that follows up a really nice drive he had on the last one.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a huge game out of Miller. They're giving that guy a rest. He's earned it off of that last breakaway. Abma Honda back in the game. Again, a different style of back, but maybe even one that could be more effective as we're getting close to the end zone. 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Seeing that jumbo formation again from North Royalton. Going to be a handoff to Abma Honda, forcing his way up the middle. North Royalton seems to think they have the touchdown, and they do. Touchdown, Bears.
Yeah, and that there on that carry, and you'll see that a lot when they get in the red zone or in short yardage situations. And even, Brandon, when you and I called that game at Olmsted Falls, and the playoffs a few years ago, we saw a lot of that formation, that jumbo set with the two fullbacks, hands in the dirt. And Abu Hamda, obviously just a big boy play there as he drug number 79, Chris Vance, the big defensive lineman, right into the end zone.
And Sasha Sanjavarik attempting the extra point for North Royalton, looking to go up by 14, and it is up, and it is good. So 14-0 North Royalton, and that's got to be tough for Padua. You had a lot of good things you could build off after your first offensive drive, but this defense has to find a way to respond, especially already down 14 early. You can't just let them keep running all over you, and that's easier said than done. I understand that, but you got to find a way to stop the bleeding if you're the Bruins.
Yeah, and that's why I mentioned just a moment ago that it hurt so much for Padua to not get those 3 points up on the board because you wanted to capitalize because, you know, after that previous drive, it was going to be a question of can you actually stop the run that North Royalton had put together in the previous drive, and they just proved that they cannot. They're going to have to scheme up things up a little bit different here on defense next time North Royalton comes out on the field. And if you're Padua, this drive, it's so early, it's very early, but this drive is very important for you. You were getting the ball moving forward. Now it's a matter of can you get into the end zone, keep this very interesting and tight so it gives you a chance as we get later into the night.
I feel like you need to put up 7 at this point if you're Padua.
Yes.
Give your defense something to hang their hats on and say, okay, we're still in this. This is a 7-point game. Give something to fire these guys up and find a way to make a stop. A little bit concerning. Joseph Kinney has not had to attempt a pass yet for North Royalton, already down 14. So again, it's up to the coaches right now, talking with the defense off the sideline, figure out what you're going to do to start to contain these running backs for North Royalton. Then on the offensive side, again, we know you can move the ball. They had both aspects of their offense working, both running and passing the ball. They look solid. That's not going to be the issue today. But again, like you said, got to put up 7 here. Give your defense something to work with. And it looks like we got maybe a timeout here on the field.
Yeah, it looks like they're going back down for the PAT here. Maybe I'm not sure. There must have been a flag down there, and we all missed it. But they're putting the ball down there, close to the end zone, off to our right-hand side. And now I almost wonder if, because of a penalty, if North Royalton is just determining that they now want to go for 2.
So what's interesting is the ball's still at the same spot. So whatever this penalty was, I'm not entirely sure, what exactly is happening here.
The offense is in the huddle here right now, which is interesting.
So it is, yeah, like you said, offense coming back out onto the field. I don't know why you don't just kick the PAT again, being from essentially the same distance.
And maybe the talk was a matter of, do you want to just decline the penalty and take the PAT, or do you want to just go for 2? And they must have decided, let's go for 2 here.
Maybe a heat check for North Royalton. They're saying, hey, you haven't been able to stop our running backs yet. Let's see you do it here and see if they can maybe go up 15-0 instead of 14. I mean, ride the hot hand, I guess, for North Royalton, right?
You might as well.
And they have about 3 of them right now. And they're all in the backfield. So here we go, 2-point conversion attempt. It's going to be handoff to Miller. He's not even touched. 15-0 in favor of the North Royalton Bears, and the home crowd is loving it.
Yeah, and honestly, like you said, not even touched. Cody Miller just could have kept on running and running. It would have been like that scene from Forrest Gump where, he returns the football and just keeps running and runs through the outside the stadium. So he could have easily gone through the gates there, ran
nice
through the practice field.
Could have hurdled the first one and then just kind of ran through the next. The band might not have been happy, but
absolutely. Nobody was catching him, even though he was just a couple yards out there. And now 15-0, and the Bears starting to pour it on.
So, yeah, just adding injury to injury there as the Bears add an extra point onto what was already a 14-0 lead. Now 15-0 in favor of North Royalton. And really, more than anything, more than the point, I feel like they just demoralized this Bears defense even more, the Bruins defense, rather. So, again, I'm going to be interested to see how they respond. Maybe that sticks in the back of their head, gives them a little bit of bulletin board material. 3:16 to go. Left in the first quarter. North Royalton getting ready to kick this off. Padua will be receiving. Another booming kick. That's going to be fielded back in the end zone. Bounces off the chest of the returner and will just roll out of bounds. So that will be a touchback for the Bruins.
Yeah, and that's just a mental mistake there. Doubt it was the sun in the eyes because, where the sun would have been located wouldn't have been where that football was. So Just an error there, let that one get in on the chest, hit the pads, and bounced off before you saw the receiver, Thomas, able to get his hands on it. Fortunate that he was standing deep into his own end zone, though.
I think that was part of it, too. I don't think he expected the ball to go back that far. Excellent kick from North Royalton. Just was backpedaling almost the whole time until he planted and got ready to grab that. But again, like you said, fortunate to just roll out of bounds. 1st and 10 from the 20. Padua spread out in a shotgun formation. Going to be a handoff. Back has it going right up the middle, and he's going to hit traffic right away. Maybe picks up a couple yards.
Yeah, and just met that front 7 of purple jerseys there, and not too much there up the middle. It really hasn't been much room for Fiok, the senior running back. It's actually been Roderick Love who's had the most room when he's checked into the game at tailback.
Now going to be 2nd and 8. Going to be a pass up the right side of the field. Receiver had it and then went down immediately. Had a little more room. Could have maybe grabbed a couple extra yards. That was tight end Freddie Borky on the reception. He's lost his footing there. Unfortunately, that's going to set up 3rd and long now for Padua.
Yeah, it looked like, Borky was open. He could have maybe turned the corner if that was put right on him. It looked like Tusai maybe led him just a little bit much. And then you saw the tight end go to ground.
All right, 3rd and 5 from the 25-yard line. They're going to look to throw again. Tusai has a man up the right side of the field, and he just overthrows his receiver. Again, 2nd time now on 3rd down. Tusai just gets a little too excited, putting too much mustard on those deep shots. And once again, they're going to get a change of possession. Royalton's going to look to put this one much out of range here in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, and Tusai's going to want that one back. That one just needed a little bit more touch because Riley Cervenka, the sophomore wide receiver, had the speed. He was going to beat the defensive back as the safety was coming across down the field. You just lay that one in, maybe about 5 yards deeper, and you hit your wide receiver in stride, and he's off to the house, and you've got 7 on the board.
Padua senior Owen Lay is going to punt this one away. Ball is up. It's going to be fielded around the 45-yard line of North Royalton. It's going to call for a fair catch there. And here we go. The Bears and this terrifying running attack going to make their way back onto the field. And, man, Padua's got to come up with something. Right now, from what we've seen, it's going to take Cody Miller and Abu Hamda and Joseph Kinney all getting gassed for this to slow down anytime soon.
Yeah, it's going to be more of a question right now of when will we actually see the first pass of the game. Through 2 drives, North Royalton hasn't had to go to the air at all, and we haven't really seen the lefty quarterback need to sling it. So I'm sure we'll see him pass at least once, if not more times throughout this game. But it's going to be a matter of do we see it on this drive or not.
All right, pistol formation. 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Miller. This time he is met a yard past the line of scrimmage. Good job on Padua keying in on exactly where that run was going. Next to no gain for Royalton.
Yeah, and Miller, most of his success has been outside the hashes when he's been bouncing it. But that one really big run on the last drive was up the middle. That time they're all white jerseys. About 3 guys were able to swarm him after he only picked up a yard.
Going to be 2nd and 9, 1:45 to go and ticking in the 1st quarter. Pistol formation again, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Miller is in the backfield. It's going to be Kinney throwing for the first time today, and he connects with his receiver just about the 45-yard line. Going to be close to a 1st down, and they're going to go ahead and give it to him.
Yeah, that's just a nice extra effort there from the target, as it looks like that was number 7, Joey Sayanato. And he got that catch, that reception, probably about a yard short of the sticks, turned upfield, and then powered through the onlooking tacklers and set up a nice 1st down.
So you answered your question, Cole. Saw our first pass of the game about 1:30 to go in the 1st quarter. Now 1st and 10, 45-yard line now into Bruin territory. Kinney's got it. He's going to look to pass again now. Looking up the right side of the field, doesn't see anything. He's going to tuck it and keep it himself. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. We've also got some laundry on the field.
Yeah, I guess a team that we cover sometimes. We had their game last week. Olmsted Falls, they run that wing T. We saw them pass the ball out of the wing T when they like to run before North Royalton actually even needed to pass here. So far that ground game's really been working. But if you're Joseph Kinney, the sophomore, you got to feel good about that 1st strike, that 1st completion.
Yeah, it was right on the money. It wasn't any kind of huge game, but he didn't necessarily need it. I am a little curious as to why they decided to run again right after that. Or throw, I should say, after that. Holding penalty on the play now. They're going to probably have to throw it on one of these downs here. It's going to set up 1st and 21. And again, haven't really had that issue in the run game, so let's see if they maybe kind of go back to that. They got 4 downs to pick up 21 yards here. 49 seconds to go in the quarter. And the play is going to get blown dead before the snap. It looks like we had a timeout on the field. Looks like timeout for North Royalton. So again, Cole, tell me if you agree. I understand wanting to make sure you have balance in your game and making sure that you can attack not just through the run game, but that you can build some confidence in Joseph Kinney as well. But when the run game's working as well as it is, do you really go to it 2 times in a row?
I think you got to go back to the well and just keep going to the run game. Make Padua prove that they can stop it before you go to the air. A lot of times what you'll see with run-heavy teams, especially when they're running up the middle and there's not much room to run, then they go to the pass to spread out the defense and start getting the football outside the hashes. And then you can run up the middle and maybe have a little bit more room. But that's not the thing for North Royalton right now, though. They've had no issue bouncing it with the outside runs either. So, honestly, you should go back to the ground. Yes, it's now 1st and 21 to go here, so you might see them go to the air. But, honestly, why not pick up some more yardage on the ground?
1st and 21. We're going to look to throw again. This time the left side of the field bounces off the receiver's hands. That's up in the air. And Padua nearly intercepting it. Lamont Davis had a play on the ball, couldn't quite get to it. Again, the passing game causing some more problems for North Royalton here. And what I'm kind of worried about, you made mention of wanting to open things back up. Before we saw Kinney throw his first pass, it's the first time we really saw running back Cody Miller kind of get stuffed. I just hope they're not panicking there. You know what I mean? They keyed in on the run one time. Make them prove to you over and over again that they can stop your interior rush. Now going to be 2nd and 21. This time it will be a handoff to Miller. He's got a little bit of room on the outside. He's back at the line of scrimmage, breaks through, picks up about 5 yards before being taken down on the play. Looked like number 88 for Padua in on the tackle. Freddie Borky called his name a couple times tonight.
So I'm going back to that play before that run there. You're also going to see this from the sophomore quarterback. Joseph Kinney's going to have to learn that when you're throwing those short passes, yeah, you want to get it out quick and get it to your guy. But when he's only standing about 5 yards away from you, you don't have to throw it as hard as you can. Throw a fastball and sling it in there, and obviously it was too much for his running back to handle it. But then a nice run. They got some yards back. Still going to be a 3rd and long when we start the second quarter.
That's going to bring us to the end of quarter number 1. Your score, Padua Franciscan Bruins 0, North Royalton Bears 15. We'll be back after a short break.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by All-in-One Services. Mike Zeck brings 37 years of experience with him to every job. Doesn't matter how big or small, Mike Zeck with All-in-One Services is the man to get it done. He can be reached at 919-909-7779 or online at allinOneservices.net. You can also email him pictures of the job needed to mzeck@allinOneservices.net. B.A. Sweetie Candy Company. The world's most famous candy company is right here in our backyard. They are located at 6770 Brook Park Road in Cleveland, and it is a candy lover's paradise. They have every candy from your childhood, so make sure to visit them today.
And welcome back to our high school football game of the week broadcast here on Keon Sports. Start of the second quarter. North Royalton has a 3rd and 14. They're going to look to throw it. Kinney had a man up the middle of the field. Just overthrew just enough. Joey Saintnato again. Oh, my goodness. I can't talk tonight. Saintnato was his target there. And, man, if he would have caught that, I think that was 6 for North Royalton.
Well, even though it didn't work out, I do have to give Joseph Kinney a lot of credit because standing in there, he took a big hit. Honestly, had 2 guys wrapping him up as he was falling and still actually threw a decent ball nearly on the money. Again, if that was caught, probably would have gone to the house there off to the left-hand side of your screen. But instead, punting unit out on the field.
And for the first time today, the Bears will be punting this one away. Kick is up. It's going to be a line drive down the middle of the field. Bounces out of bounds around the 17-yard line. So the Bruins got to stop.
Mm-hmm.
They did what they needed to do. Still 15-0. They got a little bit of a hole to climb back out of. But what we were saying, what we were stressing on, the defense needed to find a way to get themselves off the field, and they were able to last drive.
Yeah, not to take anything away from Padua there, you almost question a little bit of the play calling and the change that North Royalton had there. Did they shoot themselves in the foot on that drive? Quite possibly, it seems like they may have. But if you're Padua, you're going to take it any way that you can get it. You wanted to get that stop. That first drive, you had a lot of things ticking on offense. If you're Tyler Tusai, hey, you had a couple missed throws on the last drive. Come back out, clean slate here, second quarter. Still definitely in this game, get settled in.
1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line. Shotgun formation for the Bruins, going to be a fake handoff. Tusai's looking to throw, has a target up the right side of the field, had to dive for it. And it's going to be contended if he caught it or not. Going to wait for the official call from the referee.
I feel like that one skipped and hit the turf.
I believe it did as well. And yeah, they're going to march that one back. Nearly hauled in by Riley Cervenka for the Bruins.
Yeah, and that one was just a little bit of making something happen after, and have to give Tusai some credit of keeping his head up downfield. It's just, if he would have put that over the left shoulder of his receiver, there was room to run there. Instead, he threw it a little bit short, and that resulted in that incompletion. Tough for his receiver, Cervenka, to try to come back to it and dive.
Yeah, and again, almost made the play. They were still discussing even a couple seconds ago. The referee on the field just now giving the official signal that they're calling that incomplete. So 2nd and 10 from the 18-yard line. Shotgun once again for Padua. This time it will be a handoff. Back has it and is met immediately at the line of scrimmage. Credit to Cody Fyock. He did what he could, but, man, he ran into a purple wall, so to speak.
Yeah, and Caden Fyock has not had any room to really make anything happen on the ground here so far. And now on the 3rd and 10, it's going to be a long ways to go for Tusai in the offense.
3rd and 10 from the 18 again for the Bruins, and it looks like North Royalton may have jumped.
Just a little bit flinchy. Of course, those high school rules, if you jump, you can't necessarily get back in time. It's a matter of, that is an encroachment penalty, offsides on the defense, and they shoot themselves in the foot and back themselves up, and now much more 3rd and manageable for Padua.
Still a 3rd down, though. North Royalton can still get the ball back here quickly. What I'm interested in here, and we'll talk more, they keep trying to run Caden Fyock right up the middle. 5'8", 155. I'm surprised they're not trying to bounce him out around the outside more. So now 3rd and 5 for the Bruins, as Tyler had his man, nearly got him, but it's intercepted by the Bears. There is a flag on the field, but excellent tip. And then the interception by number 12, Connor Vranick. And North Royalton looks like they're going to have excellent field position coming back.
Yeah, no flag on the field. That's just the little orange marker there about where the ball was spotted. Excellent play there off of the hands of Cervenka. It was coming in a little bit hot, a little bit high, and Cervenka, he made the effort, but when he tipped that, it almost was one of those tip drills you see in practice, and North Royalton capitalized, and the safety, number 12, Connor Vranic, another big play in this one.
So North Royalton looking to put the proverbial nail in the coffin early in this one. 10:51 to go in the first half. Going to be 1st and 10 from Bruin territory. And Kinney's going to drop back to pass again. Tries to throw as he's hit. It's intercepted by Padua. They've got a little bit of room to work. He's going to go down in Bruin territory. My goodness, what is happening?
I don't know. We actually saw some pretty clean clinical football first couple drives of this game, and now this place has gone mad. You know, can't believe what we're seeing out there. And that there, you saw the defensive backs had the receivers locked up and covered, and Joseph Kinney, he felt like he had enough protection, but he kept stepping forward and kept stepping forward. He got to a point where he stepped so forward in the pocket that it was easy for Padua to get to him, and as soon as he was hit, ball floated up. Easy interception there for Devin Shaw Mason.
Yeah, Devin Shaw Mason, the sophomore standout at linebacker for Padua. Not going to be the last time we call his name tonight. 1st and 10 from the 37. Nearly bobbles the snap. Running back has it and is met deep in the backfield, going to get driven down. That play was blown up before it had a chance to even get going.
Yeah, and something was off there with the exchange between the center and quarterback Tusai there, and then Tusai had things a little bit off with his tailback, and they bumped into each other, and whole play was blown up. So we've seen 3 back-to-back plays for both teams kind of go awry.
They're going to call that a loss of 2, so 2nd and 12 now for the Bruins. Get a stoppage here. They are in shotgun once again. It's going to be number 21, Caden Fyock, in the backfield with Tyler Tusai. Not seeing a lot of Marquise Hall in today's game. He is active, but really hasn't been utilized in this offense at all at this point, and it seems like, at least to this point, has been hurting him. 2nd and 12 now. Tusai's ready. He has it. He's going to drop back, looking to pass down the left side of the field. Has a man at the line of scrimmage. He's going to fight his way forward, and he's not going to go anywhere. Maybe picks up a yard on the play. Good job of North Royalton meeting at the point of contact.
Yeah, and a massive hit there. The linebacker, number 21, Michael Kenny, coming in, delivering the blow on Karen Thomas, who was able to make one man miss, but buried there by the linebacker.
3rd and 10 now for the Bruins. Tried to get a quick snap off, but now they're going to take their time, get the play call in from the coaches. They start to settle down, but North Royalton smells blood in the water. Set up once again. Tusai's ready for it. Snap, he has it. Looking down the right side of the field, not seeing anything. He's going to start scrambling to the right, now throws it, has a man open, got his tight end, number 88. He's going to gain all the way up to the 40, still fighting his way forward. Excellent catch and run there by number 88, Freddie Borky. His name's been called quite a bit so far. All effort after he caught that one. Nice and wide open. Good throw from Tusai, and the Bruins now on the move.
Well, Freddie Borky showing he's a pretty good receiving tight end and making something happen in the open field.
1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. It's going to be a handoff now, opening up the running game. He's got no one around him and will march this in for the touchdown. Caden Fyock, touchdown, Padua.
First big carry of the game for Fyock. We talked about him being bottled up here so far, and he found that B gap and hit that one hard, and found his way to the end zone as soon as he got to the outside and found his way through the hole. Tons of room down that sideline. Nobody was catching him. Easy, he was able to stroll in for that touchdown. That's huge for Padua in this game.
Getting ready for the extra point attempt for the Bruins. Try to make this an 8-point game. Ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So 15-7 now. Padua's made this a game. It really looked like North Royalton was going to have the ability to put this one away, but a couple of inexplicable play calls where they're throwing the ball when they really don't need to. I have not seen a reason why you stop going to your running game,
right,
and it just cost them 7 right there.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's all it takes sometimes is you change up what you were doing with your game plan, and it was all because of one stuff up the middle where Cody Miller didn't have room to run, and they strayed away from him. They have continued to go to the pass, and it has not worked for North Royalton here these last 2 drives. I mean, they sputtered, and then they had the interception, and it really allowed Padua to get some momentum going their way, and now they find themselves down only 1 score here in the second quarter.
Folks, just a quick reminder for you. Make sure you stick around for halftime as our very own Darian Jackson will have the Key On Sports High School Football Game of the Week halftime show for you. We'll recap the action here in the first half. The first half that's gotten a lot more interesting here in the last couple of minutes as Padua finds themselves now just down 8 points after what looked like could be turning into a blowout. Padua getting ready to kick this one off. And if you're North Royalton, you just got to find a way to respond. Your offense was clicking early. You still haven't really shown, Padua hasn't shown any resistance to your running attack, so I really want to see them kind of go back to it here. That's going to be fielded at the 5-yard line. Returner's got it now up to the 20, to the 25. He's met by a host of tacklers, still forces his way up. He's going to be dropped just past the 30-yard line. Excellent return there for North Royalton.
Yeah, got a little bit of something out of nothing there. Just slipped behind some blockers and snuck forward for a couple additional yards. And not bad field position, but certainly like we talked about, North Royalton, not time to panic. Absolutely, you're still up 8 points here at the moment, but go back to the ground game. You know, you're not necessarily going to kill clock and drain the whole clock here in the second quarter, but just get your rhythm established here after it's been really rattled here the last 2 drives. I'd love to see them go right back to the well with Cody Miller. And also, you have Syed Abu Hamda, who you can take advantage of him in the backfield as well.
Now going to be 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. Pistol formation again for the Bears. Going to be a fake handoff. Quarterback keeps it, and he's going to lose a couple of yards on the play. Nothing to have there. Padua's defense stepping up once again.
Yeah, total miscommunication. It almost looked like Cody Miller forgot that his quarterback was a lefty there after the snap. Kenny went to hand off, and his running back was behind him, So he decided just to try to follow, and things didn't work out, dropped for a loss of 2.
Again, another, I don't want to call them all mental mistakes, but another unforced error, I guess you could say, for North Royalton, and it's hurting them here so far. 2nd and 12 now, under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Pistol formation again. It is going to be a handoff to Miller. Initially tries to go outside, bounces back in, maybe gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but Padua's keying in on that run. So maybe North Royalton was seeing something that we weren't. So far, 2 plays. It's going to be 3rd and long for North Royalton.
Yeah, and I saw the effort there by Miller to try to cut back and go up the middle, but honestly, if he could have gotten his head turned a little bit, we've seen the speed and explosiveness from him. If he could have bounced it, nobody was setting the edge on the backside. He maybe could have gone out around that Padua sideline down that area and maybe picked up a first down because there was a lot of room for him.
Another huge down here, 3rd and 12 from their own 32-yard line. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Kinney has it. He steps back. He throws it deep down the field and just overthrows his receiver. Couldn't get a good spiral on that one. Looked a little wonky coming out, looking for Paul Kelvakis downfield.
Yeah, definitely a wobbler there coming from the lefty as he was looking for his intended receiver down the field, and that one hits the turf. And another big shot that Kinney took there, and there hasn't been the best pass protection. He's had just a little bit of time, but when he stepped into his throws, Kinney finds himself getting clocked a lot of times. It's happened multiple times and resulted in some real clunkers coming out of his hand, and that's not necessarily to blame him there on that. Not much you can do when you're getting hit.
Getting ready to punt this one away is North Royalton. Punter has it. It's up. Nice booming kick down the middle of the field. It's going to get back to about the 25-yard line. They're going to call a fair catch, and that's going to take a North Royalton roll. They stop it before it gets back to the end zone.
No,
it did roll in. They nearly caught up with that. They would have pinned Padua deep into their own territory.
Yeah, and whoa,
it looks
interesting.
Like we might be taking this. Okay, yeah, they're going to mark that at the 1-yard line.
Well, the thing is, they caught up to the football. The special teams unit, it was hard because there were 2 purple jerseys there, hard to tell exactly who it was, but whoever got their hands on it, they both, when they went to ground, they were landing in the end zone and sliding, but officials said that, hey, when they first hit the ground, it was at that 1-yard line. It was going to be a matter of what the official called, and said down at the 1, excellent booming punt and a wonderful favorable roll there for North Royalton. The special teams unit, got to give them a lot of credit. Official, hey, he might have given them a little bit of a break there, but it was close right on that line.
And this is going to be tough if you are Padua. Again, the running game, we saw the 1 explosive touchdown run, but for the most part, they have not been able to get things going there. A lot of the success has been out of the pass game, so we're going to be interested to see if they can get off of this 1-yard line. 1st and 10 from their own 1. It's going to be a run up the right side. Got a little bit of breathing room there as the back is taken down at about the 4-yard line.
Yeah, and that was interesting there. A little bit of wildcat, a direct snap there to Marquise Hall. And Tyler Tusai finds himself on the sidelines. They're maybe just trying to do the direct snap, so it speeds up some time, keeps the Bears from getting in the backfield there and just trying to clear out some extra room.
Now 2nd and 6, picked up 4 yards on the play that went back to the Wildcat, but they are going to blow that play dead before it can get going, and it is a timeout for North Royalton. So this is again, they got a tricky situation they're working with right now if you're Padua, trying to get out of being this deep in their own end zone here. But I think they've kind of figured out the key to taking out North Royalton. You can get that run stop. If you have to force them to throw the ball, that's where the Bears are weak right now. As good as we've seen Kinney play throughout the year at this point, he is still a sophomore, and he doesn't have the greatest protection in front of him, so it's going to be difficult for him to have to make those deep shots, convert those 3rd and longs. That's how you're going to get the ball back if you're Padua. And if you're playing a game where there's a bunch of possessions and a lot of time on the clock, Padua has the ability to push the ball downfield. We've seen it. Bears don't necessarily have that.
Yeah.
If North Royalton wants to stay in this and stay on top, they've got to get back to controlling that tempo, because the more chaotic things get, the better off Padua is going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is absolutely true. And then if you're Padua here with the offense right now, you have 6.5 minutes basically still on the clock here in the second quarter. You've got plenty of time to get down the field. The challenge for you is you're backed up on your own 4-yard line now. The last thing you want to do, though, is gift North Royalton with good field position. So just one first down even here, clearing out some space, is going to be huge for their team.
2nd and 7. Marquise Hall in the backfield again. Takes the direct snap. Still in his own end zone, but he has a blocker. He's got a first down and nearly broke away. Stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, penalty marker down at the 1 yard line. So this one's going to be coming back.
Yeah, that was a couple of what looked like great blocks. Maybe they got a holding in there. But, man, Marquise Hall was about 2 steps away from taking that to the house had this not been called back. Maybe they're seeing something here with this Wildcat formation, too. Hall seems very comfortable with the ball in his hands there.
Well, the unfortunate thing for Padua is that was a hold on the back end. I mean, you already saw Hall get past that area. So if you got a hold of a jersey, you got a hold of a player not letting him turn, honestly, at that point, let him go because nobody's catching Hall as he's getting out to the outside. Very unfortunate. A little bit of a lack of discipline, and now you find yourself at the 2 yard line when it looked like you were going to get out from your own end zone.
Still going to be 2nd and 10 now from the 2. Very difficult situation. Hall gets a direct snap. Again, he's going to get out of his end zone, but not much more than that as they just did everything to keep that play alive and not take the safety. It's now going to be 3rd down and very long for Padua. And if you're North Royalton, you're going to want to face this punt unit here and try to get a block, try to get something going and put some points on the board, get some freebies here.
Yeah, and the senior linebacker, Ryan Perino, met Hall there on that carry, and then Abu Hamda came in and finished it up and cleaned it up. Only a gain of about a yard there, and now 3rd and long. This is going to be tough from your own end zone. Last thing you can do here if you're Tusai is take a sack in the end zone.
Tusai is back in. You can see North Royalton's defense is expecting pass. They're spreading it out. 3rd and 8. Tusai takes his time, throws a beauty down the field. Beautiful spiral, but not really in line with his running back. Not sure if that was a miscommunication or what. It looked like Karen Thomas was the closest to the area, but he was a solid 10 yards away from that.
Well, it looked pretty. You know, like you said, it had the nice spiral on it. It was just a good 10 yards off of the mark from the intended target, streaking up the seam there, and that was number 81, Karen Thomas, who seems to be the favorite receiver, favorite target for Tusai.
Now, this is a very difficult situation. This is where you got to really trust your special teams unit, as it's going to be 4th and 8 from the 3 yard line. You don't have all the space you need as a punter. You see him lined up all the way at the back of the end zone there. And again, like I said, no easy task for Padua. Punter has it nearly blocked, but he gets it away. That's going to bounce and get picked up around the 45 yard line. North Royalton's now got it. Returners down to the 30, down to the 25. And a little bit of physicality and maybe a late hit there for Padua. No call on that play, but North Royalton going to be in beautiful field position after a great return by Mannix Wasco.
Well, on special teams, Michael Kenny breaking through there, nearly got his hands on that ball, making the block. Instead, came off a little bit low, and then favorable bounce there. Easy for North Royalton to scoop that one up. Excellent return, and starting their drive at the 24 yard line. You're already right around that field goal range, so it's a perfect opportunity to put some points up on the board after your offense has been sputtering the last couple drives.
Yeah, put some points up on the board. Don't be afraid to choose some of that clock, because again, the less time it's in this game, the better chance that Royalton's going to have to walk away with this. 1st and 10 from the 24 yard line. Pistol formation, Cody Miller in the backfield. Going to be a handoff to Miller. Makes his way up the left side of the field. Finds a hole. Breaks his way up to the 20. Second effort gets him to about the 17 yard line.
And you and I are both scratching our heads thinking, where was that the last couple of drives? Again, that has been your bread and butter. That has been your success, not only in this game, but from everything we've heard, that's been their success in previous games as well, is on the ground with their talented running back. Give Cody Miller the football. 2nd and 4 here at the 19 yard line. Clock continuing to tick down. Keep going back to the well.
2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left, 4 yards to pick up the first down. It's going to be a handoff to Miller, this time going straight up the middle, and it looks like he got just enough for the first down there. And just wanted to let you all know this red zone drive from the Bears is brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Be sure to visit them online at kelly-mac.com.
Miller just following his right guard there, and just enough room to scoot through, moving the chains, and that clock continues to tick down, and you're seeing they're going to eat a lot of that play clock as well here. No reason to hurry things up and rush it. Try to go into the locker room up 2 scores if you can. Obviously, you're not going to take all the time off the clock, but take that time.
1st and 10 now from the 14. It's going to be a handoff again to Miller, making his way up the right side of the field. Sheds a couple of tackles. Someone's got a hold of his jersey, and that was all that was keeping him from breaking away there. Eventually met by a couple other Padua tacklers. Maybe a gain of a half-yard on the play.
Well, a lot of credit to number 52, Jacob Dusek, the sophomore defensive lineman there, is the grip strength that he had as he was on the ground with his left paw. Continue to hold on to that jersey as Cody Miller kept the legs churning and probably took all of his strength there to keep the tailback held back, and no gain there on that run.
So now going to be 2nd and 10, still at the 14-yard line. 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go here in the first half. Kenny has it. He's going to look to throw down the left side. Has a receiver, hits him at the 10-yard line. Helmet comes off. That play's got to be blown dead. But he kept going and churning down the sideline. There is a flag on the field. Interested to see what the call is going to be. I figure as soon as that hat pops or the helmet pops off, you got to call that play.
Yeah, and you do have to stop there, but I think the question was, were the hands up under the side, or did they catch the face mask as well? And there is the face mask call. It looks like maybe that side of the face mask is where it was grabbed, and so it's actually going to go against Padua.
And that was Luke Kaprowski on the reception. And credit to him, man. My helmet flies off, and there are, other giant men running at me. I'm going down as fast as I can. He was looking at the end zone still. So all the credit in the world to that young man. It's going to set up 1st and goal now from the 5-yard line. We're going to probably see that jumbo formation again from North Royalton, and we know how much they love going to that. It's been effective so far.
Yeah, and can we go back to Joseph Kinney as well at quarterback? Standing in there, once again, taking a hit, and he actually put that one on the money as he was hit. Good to see the sophomore quarterback get a completion because it had been a little bit of a rough stretch for him. Maybe that's what he needs as well.
1st and goal from the 5. And we see, once again, 3 running backs in the backfield, and the tip of that spearhead, again, Cody Miller, who is going to look to put something up on the board here. As much as we've been calling his name tonight, no touchdowns yet for him. Syed Amuhamda with 1, and then Joseph Kinney with the quarterback keeper earlier. Maybe finally see Cody Miller get his name up on the board. But even without the touchdown, he's had a phenomenal game so far.
Yeah, and here's that jumbo set, again, that we talked about, that they love to run when they get down into short yardage situations, goal-to-go situations as well. Here at the 5-yard line, 1st down, why not go to the ground game again? Have the 2 guys in front of you acting as 2 fullbacks, hand in the dirt, and we'll see if they can hit pay dirt here.
And folks, if you are watching on YouTube, I want you to do one thing. There's a player right now that you think should be nominated for our Back Attack Snacks Player of the Game. Go ahead and throw that in the comments. They will be revealed during our post-game show. 1st and 5, going to be a handoff to Miller. Nearly gets to the end zone. It's going to be brought down at the 1-yard line. Quick little run there again. Miller with a couple blockers in front of him seems to be pretty unstoppable.
Yeah, and so the interesting thing is right before that play happened, they said it was 2nd and short instead, so they've made the correction there. That now picks up the 1st down, and now we have 1st and goal from the 1.
So a fresh set of downs for North Royalton, as if they needed more help knocking on the door. Again, I'm assuming we're going to see the same formation again. Miller is hungry. Would not be surprised to see him get it here. 1st and goal from the 1-yard line, and it's going to be a handoff to Miller, and he's not going to be touched. Touchdown, Bears!
There you have it. I mean, that was almost a 4-down conclusion that's what they were going to do. Go with that jumbo set, run it with your tailback, and we talked about the big game that Cody Miller has been having already. Now he gets on the scoreboard. Had the 2-point conversion earlier, but he gets his 1st touchdown on the night. 21-7, still an opportunity now with the PAT.
Yeah, 2 minutes, 33 seconds to go, so you still got some time to respond if you're Padua. But, man, North Royalton, like we said, they got back to what they do best, and it worked for them. I think that's the only thing they really need to do to finish this game off is to keep going to their strengths. Now going to attempt the extra point. That kick is up, and it hits the upright and bounces back. No good. So all of a sudden, that 2-point conversion earlier definitely helps. They're still up 14, so the Bears leading Padua 21-7. And like I said, 2:33 to go in the first half.
Yeah, got a hold of that football on that PAT, and the field goal post might still be rattling at this point. It hit that upright square, and like I said, actually, like you said, touching on it, that 2-point conversion, because of that penalty, they had initially kicked that PAT earlier, made it, then decided to take advantage of that penalty, went for the 2-point conversion, and that is the difference. That's why they're not really leaving as many points on the board, because they made up for it on that drive before.
So now Padua. You got a chance to respond. 2 minutes, 33 seconds to go. I believe they have all their timeouts as well. They at least have 2 of them still at this point. Want to see how they respond, especially now that North Royalton knows they have to push the ball down the field. Obviously, they've had success doing that, and they had the big breakaway play when Caden Fayock was able to run and score earlier. But now that North Royalton can kind of key in on that, and they know they're limited on time, can Padua still respond? We get ready to kick this one away. And folks, remember to stick around, like I said, for our halftime show, as Darian Jackson will take you through the first half of this one. Now ready to go. Ball is up. Another beautiful kick. They're not even going to try, as that bounces nearly out of the back of the end zone. That'll be a touchback.
Well, and as Padua comes back out on the field, Brandon, Tusai, we've seen the ability with his arm. He definitely has the arm strength. And he's just got to get comfortable in there. And in some of those balls that he's thrown down the field, he hasn't been able to find his receivers. We know they have some ability at tailback. They have some decent running backs. Maybe might be interesting to see them go to some halfback screens, some little dink and dunk things. Get your quarterback comfortable, but still get your receivers, your playmakers out in open space. Again, you can't take too much time, 2.5 minutes, but you still got plenty of time to get him comfortable.
1st and 10 from the 20. Bruins down 14, trying to put up some more points before the half. Tusai is going to throw it. Wide receiver screen out to the left side. Has a little bit of room to work. It's to the 25-yard line, and it's brought down after a gain of 4.
Yeah, and that completion there to the junior wide receiver, Gio DeCinia. And I think that's exactly what you need. Just get that ball out of your quarterback's hands. Let him find the open guy. Let your talented wide receivers and tailbacks make a play after the catch.
2nd and 5. Tusai is going to look to throw again. Not seeing anything. Tries to make his way up the middle, but he's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage. Maybe picks up half a yard to avoid the sack, but it's going to be 3rd and long now for Padua.
Yeah, and it's a name that we call a lot. They're finding the quarterback, Abu Hamda, talented linebacker, and we see him some on offense, but really where he makes a huge difference is in that linebacking core.
Minute 38 to go, 3rd and 4 now for the Bruins. Shotgun formation again. Tusai's ready for it. He's going to look to pass, looking down the right side, throws it deep, has a receiver getting some separation, but again overthrows his man on the deep ball intended for number 17, Riley Cervenka.
And Cervenka is finding a way to get open down the field. And again, we talked about that touch of Tusai, and I think he threw that one with a little bit more touch than some of the other throws we've seen. Just about 2 yards ahead of his intended target there, and just a little bit off. And it's a shame if you're Padua, because again, that could have been a huge difference-making play, and now you're going to have to settle with punting it away. And honestly, there's still time on the board for North Royalton. You have a minute and a half here in the second quarter. Still an opportunity to put up more points if you're the home team before you get to the locker room.
Padua getting ready to punt this one away. Minute 27 seconds to go. Punting it from their own 15-yard line. Punt is up and away. That's going to be fielded right around the 50. Called for a fair catch. Nearly already into Bruin territory. So North Royalton really will have a chance to put up some more points before we're done here in the first half. So North Royalton haven't really made things happen in the passing game. So I'm interested to see what they decide to do with a minute 19 left. In all honesty, they've been so good running the ball that you might be able to get a touchdown going to that. The way they've been calling plays, I don't think that's necessarily what they're going to try to do. I feel like they're going to get Kinney to go out there and throw. So really, if you're trying to put up points here, just try to limit your mistakes if you're North Royalton. You don't want to give Padua any extra momentum going into the second half.
Me personally, with 1 timeout left in the way you've been playing football, I'd try to find a run to the outside. See if you can get Miller to get out of bounds so you don't need to use the timeout, but why not just have 1 run, see what happens.
It's going to be a handoff off the right side. Miller's got it, trying to make something happen. He's brought down. There is a flag on the play.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be coming back. It looked like that was holding, and the official was all over that one. So unfortunate start to the drive for the Bears.
And honestly, if you're North Royalton, just keep running the ball at this point. If you go into the half up 14, and you don't get anything, it's not the worst thing in the world. Really, you just don't want to turn the ball over here. And the way you've been running the ball, you still have a chance to break out for a huge play, even backed up now into their own territory. The big playability is still there. So, if you run it and you don't get there, whatever. But, you can still get an explosive run out of it, get a touchdown, go into the half up even more. But like I said, even if this clock struck 0 right now, you cannot be upset if you're the Bears.
No, North Royalton would take that as a win if they go into the locker room up 14. Don't let Padua have the ball again. 1st and 20 at your own 37. No sense in doing more than running.
Clock is running now under 50 seconds. Miller's got it again, working his way up the left side of the field. Is going to be brought down around the 40-yard line. And they're just going to let this clock keep running. Does not look like they're going to use a timeout. Now 35 seconds and counting. Maybe North Royalton gets another playoff here, but that's really going to be it. They seem more than content of just letting this run out.
Yeah, I'm searching for the play clock down there. I'm not seeing it down there around the field, but regardless, I think they're just they're going to run this out. We're probably not going to see another snap here.
And it looks like they may have to run one more snap. They're rushing up to the line, but again, probably just going to be a handoff to Miller and send this in at halftime. Miller has it, running up the middle, and picks up another nice chunk. Probably a 10-yard gain there, but that is going to do it for us in the first half. Padua Franciscan 7, North Royalton 21. Stick around for the Keon Sports halftime show with Darian Jackson. He'll be with you after a short word from our sponsors.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Back Attack Snacks. They're a healthy option on the go and provide the very best in healthy snacking. With everything from beef jerky to roasted almonds, they have it all. Visit them online at backattacksnacks.com. Car Parts Warehouse. If your car is in need of repairs, then the first place you need to call is Car Parts Warehouse. They cut out the middlemen and bring the service right to you. Find them online at carpartswarehouse.net. Cleveland Bakery Collective not only focuses on bringing together some of the best food and flavors in the Cleveland area, but creating a collaborative and supportive environment where local food artists can prepare, produce, store, and sell their delicious products all in one convenient location. Check them out online at clevelandbakerycollective.com.
And welcome into the Keon Sports Halftime Show. I am Brandon Soder, alongside our very own Darian Jackson, joining us for the first time. So, Darian, exciting first half there. It looked like North Royalton might be heading towards a blowout. Padua could do nothing to stop the run, but then Padua responding with a big run of their own. We got ourselves an interesting game here going into the second half.
We really do. Understanding that the fact that North Royalton, it was really a one-sided game to start off, especially a one-sided first quarter. Going to Cody Miller early on, he's well over 100 yards already going into the half. And they've been able to have a running game. They've been building on it, and they end up going up 14-0 to start off the first quarter. Padua, however, was able to respond at the beginning of the second quarter to get a touchdown, because after their interception, it seemed like if North Royalton gets the score, they're going to put the nail in the coffin. But another interception from North Royalton gave Padua opportunity to score, which they did. And going into that game for that half, 14-7, it gave them a nice fighting chance.
So if you had to, seeing how this game has kind of progressed so far, how do you think this is going to end? Where do you see this final score ended up?
I do think that if North Royalton continues to stick to what they've been doing to get them this 21-7 lead and continue to run and look for Cody Miller, because they look for him early and he's already got a rhythm. He's been killing the whole entire game. I would say if it's not broke, don't fix it. Keep going to him. And for Padua, they just got to convert. They had a lot of openings that they just didn't make plays on. So.
All right. Well, last thing, Darian, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. You have a podcast with us with Keon Sports on the Keon Sports YouTube page. Tell us a little bit about that and when we can expect the next episode to come out.
Yes, we do have a podcast with Keon Sports. It is called Varsity Views. We post every Wednesday, and you should expect the next episode next Wednesday. We talk about the top 5 high school football games of the week. We read up on them, do the articles on them, and we just choose our ones that are the hot and poppingest ones out right now. So We post them every week. We get a player of the week, and we also talk about 5 upcoming preview games that we are also looking forward to previewing as well.
Hey, if everything goes well, hopefully this game makes the list. We still have the some of the components of potentially an exciting end out here in North Royalton. Well, Darian, thank you for joining me. Guys, I know you don't see him the whole time, but Darian's here running the camera for us today, doing an excellent job, joining us on the broadcast. Not going to be the last time he's here with the group as well. We're really happy to have him out. So, again, Darian, thanks for joining. We're going to go ahead and, yeah, absolutely. We're going to go ahead and pop over to some more ads for you guys. And when we come back, it'll be the second half from North Royalton. Again, the Padua Franciscan Bruins currently trailing the North Royalton Bears 21-7.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Cleveland Fitness Club. They have it all: bikes, tracks, courts, and even pools. They truly have something for everyone and are open 365 days a year. You can visit them today at 6600 West 130th Street in Middleburg Heights. Climate Tech Inc. For 48 years, family-owned and operated Climate Tech has been the premier company for all HVAC services. For both residential and commercial, they have it covered. They offer free estimates on equipment replacement and 24-hour emergency service. Visit them at climatetech.com. Dave's Golden Shear Barbershop. Dave's Golden Shear Barbershop has been your trusted barber for nearly a century of great haircuts. With affordable prices and excellent customer service, there's no better place to get your cut. It is located at 26915 Center Ridge Road in Westlake. Dick Esser Plumbing. Get exceptional plumbing repairs and installations for your commercial property from the experienced professionals at Dick Esser Plumbing and Heating Incorporated. They provide honest services and quality workmanship. You can find out more about them today at dickesserplumbing.com. Frankie's Italian Cuisine. Looking for a place to enjoy a post-game meal? Love Italian food? Frankie's Italian Cuisine has you covered from meatball to lasagna. Visit them tonight at 4641 Great Northern Boulevard in North Olmsted. Great Lakes Training. Great Lakes Basketball caters to athletes of all ages and experience levels with a wide variety of training techniques. Book your first session today at www.greatlakesbasketball.com or email Coach J at coachj@greatlakesbasketball.com. Helene Kia. Looking for a new or used car? Check out our guy Jim McConville at Helene Kia in North Olmsted on Lorraine Road. Jim is a trusted member of the auto community for over 20 years, and he will treat you right no matter your car buying need. Hinckley Roofing. They are your first choice in commercial and residential roofing. This family-run company has been around for 50 years and is your first choice in trusted roofing needs. You can find them online today at hinkleyroofing.com or call them at 330-273-2979. JBL Roofing and Construction. JBL is a licensed, bonded, and insured contractor with the experience to complete any job needed for your home or property. Let their team of professionals help you with vinyl siding, windows, roofing, and gutters. Get the job done right the first time and stress-free with JBL. Call them today at 330-677-9463 or visit them on the web at jblrc.com. Jeffrey Protects Insurance. In today's day and age, insurance from someone you can trust is more important than ever, and you won't make a better choice than Jeffrey Protects Insurance. At JPI, they specialize in Medicare, healthcare insurance, and life insurance. Visit them at jeffreyprotects.com or give them a call at 330-304-7267. Jenny's Popcorn. You can find their flavors anywhere popcorn is sold, including Giant Eagle and Mark's. Visit them online at jennyspopcorn.com or in person at 38727 Taylor Parkway in North Ridgeville, Ohio. They have everything from butter, cheese, caramel, and everything in between at this popcorn paradise. Jerome, Grauer, and Associates. They handle estate planning and their steps are so simple. They handle everything from simple wills to complex trust planning. Contact them today for your legal needs at 216-241-9990 or check them out online at jeromelaw.com. Julie Dangerfield of Keller Williams Realty. Julie has the experience, knowledge, and determination to get the job done. Contact her at 440-309-0396 or by email at juliand222@gmail.com for a complimentary market analysis of your home value today. Kelly McLean Achievement Center, the premier resource for high school athletes who wish to continue to play in college. They provide a one-on-one consultative approach to help students determine their needs and goals. Visit them online at kellymac.com. Makeaway Dumpster. At Makeaway, customers get discounts on days and prices. They offer 24-hour delivery in most cases, along with 10, 15, 20, and 25 cubic yard containers. With Makeaway, there are no hidden charges for drop-off, pickup, or wait. Find them at makeawaydumpsterrental.com. MDG Flooring. If you're in need of quality flooring for your home or office, look no further than MDG Flooring America in Medina. There is nothing that Steve and his talented staff cannot handle. Call them today at 330-725-5252 or stop in and visit them in person at 3812 Pearl Road in Medina. Nancy's Main Street Diner. They only prepare your meals with the freshest ingredients. The dishes are made to order as they never use heat lamps and they take no shortcuts whatsoever. They're located at 426 Main Street in Grafton, Ohio. Nancy's Main Street Diner is your choice for all 3 daily meals. Play CLE. Play CLE is the ultimate indoor adventure park in Northeast Ohio. With zip lining, ninja obstacle courses, climbing walls, and the area's largest indoor ropes course, Play CLE is the best option to get inside and have some fun and adventure. It's the perfect place for your next team building event, birthday party, or field trip. With an on-site bar and kitchen, Play CLE makes sure you are properly fueled to reach new heights. To learn more, visit playadventureparks.com or stop by the facility in Avon off 611 and Chester. Salad Craze. Looking to eat healthy and go away happy? Try Salad Craze. They have been voted Cleveland's healthiest restaurant 4 years in a row. Stop in for yourself and find out why at 690 Avon Belden Road in Avon Lake. You can check out their menu at saladcraze.com.
And welcome back to North Royalton, Ohio. It is the Key on Sports High School Football Game of the Week, now into Week 3 of the high school football season. Man, time is flying. We have the Padua Franciscan Bruins taking on the North Royalton Bears. Currently North Royalton on top in this one, 21-7. I'm your host, Brandon Soder. Just heard Darian Jackson with me there on the halftime show. And, of course, joined once again by Cole McDaniel. Cole, what are you kind of expecting here out of the second half?
Well, I expect that coming out of the halftime break, we're going to immediately switch the subject from wings that we were talking about. Again, thank you to North Royalton here and everybody that we go out and we cover a game for in their press box. Again, when you offer us some food and some water and some other things as well, we appreciate you guys so much. So shout out to North Royalton. Thank you there. But now, after 30 seconds ago, we were just talking about wings. Now we can switch back to the football talk here now that we got our fill. And talking about a little bit of a fill there, everybody who loves watching football action here on YouTube for us. Again, a reminder to subscribe to our channel here, our YouTube channel for Key on Sports. Also, later this evening and tomorrow, make sure to go to keyonsports.com to check out all the written articles. These past couple weeks, we've been covering 28 games a week. Unreal between our amazing staff and the interns that we have as well, getting all those games up there. So if you want to see what happened around the area, make sure to also check out keyonsports.com. As for this one, about to get the second half kick underway here, and as you mentioned, the Bears of North Royalton at home up 21-7 over the visiting Padua Bruins. So it's been a good one so far, and what should we expect a little bit more of? Well, if you're North Royalton, you should expect going to the ground game some more. We'll see some more of Cody Miller, I would assume. If North Royalton can put more points up on the board, maybe you won't see him play the full game, but he has had a big one so far. As for Padua, it's going to be a matter of, you're going to see a lot of Tyler Tusai. Can he get settled in? They're going to have to go to the air now if they want to get back in.
Yeah, and we've seen they have the ability to make things happen through the air. Tusai has definitely overthrown his receivers a couple of times, but he's not lacking the arm talent. Just needs to, stay consistent, stay comfortable in that pocket. He's had decent protection as well. It really hasn't been a huge issue. It just seems like he almost gets that extra jolt of energy when he sees someone break open downfield. And he just, again, putting a little too much on it. And credit to his receivers as well. They're making the cornerbacks work for North Royalton. They're getting open. They're finding separation. Now if Tusai, like we said, can just settle in a little bit and hit those targets, we could see Padua claw back into this one fairly quickly, because they're going to get the ball to start off the second half as well.
Yeah, we absolutely could. And, football here in Northeast Ohio is such a big thing, Brandon, and something I want to touch on is the talent that we see here around this area, and something that was fun last night as well. Penn State playing at Purdue, Thursday night game. Here's still that beginning part of the college football season, and we got to see Drew Aller, very talented Medina quarterback, gets in for a drive and looked pretty good. Went 2 of 4. Honestly, should have been 3 of 4 as his tight end dropped a pass, but looked excellent out there. It's fun to see some of these guys go and play at the next level. And Drew Aller there at Penn State, can't wait to see the career that he has.
And he's not the only talent that we've covered in the Big Ten at that quarterback position. I don't expect to see him a lot this year. Don't forget about Joey Labus from Brecksville. Excellent high school campaign. I think he's now second on the depth chart for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Right.
So we could very easily see him within a year or so as well, just a sophomore out there. So it is awesome to see just the talent that Northeast Ohio produces. You always hear people talk about Florida, Texas, Georgia, Alabama, those southern states. But man, Ohio, especially Northeast Ohio, is a hotbed for football talent.
There's no doubt in my mind that Ohio is a top 5 state in producing talent. You mentioned it. You see Florida, Georgia, Texas. I'd say California, because of the size, they put in a lot of talent, and then Ohio is right there, pretty close behind them. Don't forget Pennsylvania puts in some talent as well, but Ohio probably in that top 5 of talent. We got a ton that we're going to see throughout Northeast Ohio all this season, and there's definitely some talent here on this field as well tonight.
Second half is officially underway as North Royalton's going to boot that one through the back of the end zone, and Padua's going to get to start this one off at their own 20-yard line. So here we go. Defining moment for junior quarterback Tyler Tusai. Your team is down 14 heading into the second half. first half didn't go the way you wanted it. You showed flashes. You showed that you could put points up on the board. Now it is time to rally the troops and climb back into this game.
Well, something I talked about at the end of the first half, and I'd like to see them maybe go back to some little bubble screens for the wide receiver, some halfback screens, get Tusai comfortable, and as long as you can get the ball in the hands of some of your receivers like Cervenka as well as Thomas, they can make something happen after the catch too.
1st and 10 from the 20, man in motion. It's going to be a jet sweep, or shovel pass rather. Receiver got it, maybe picked up a couple of yards before he's forced back. That was Karen Thomas on that little play fake there.
Well, I talked about some short passes there for Tusai to get him comfortable. You can't get much shorter than the little shovel there
Right.
on the jet sweep, and it didn't pick up a ton of yardage, but moved the football a little bit, got about 5 yards there, and chipping away slowly just after that first play.
2nd and 5 from the 25. Tusai is going to line up under center, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Hall's going to get the handoff now, explodes out of the line, gets the first down. He's still on his feet, fighting his way through a couple of defenders. But Marquise Hall with about a 10-yard gain there. And wow, that is some explosiveness that we haven't seen from the Bruins so far tonight.
Well, on the sheet that you had put together talking about your research here from the past couple weeks, Hall was one of those guys to watch out for. Very quiet in that first half, and his biggest run actually was called back because of the penalty flag. That one's a good one for him.
1st and 10 now from the 36. Running back has it now, has 5 yards, still fighting his way forward. He has the first down before he is shoved out of bounds. They're going to give it back to Caden Fyock there.
Yeah, and just bounce that one to the outside, and multiple runs strung back to back there of good yardage and quickly approaching North Royalton territory.
And they're going to say he stepped out of bounds just a yard short of the first. So knocking on the door of Bears territory, like you said, now 2nd and 2 from their own 36-yard line back in shotgun formation. It's going to be a handoff to Fyock again, this time up the left. He's got the first down plus a couple of yards, stopped at about the 48-yard line.
I like this from Padua. And 2 of the easiest drives for an offense in a game. Start of the game, that first drive you have, coming out of the locker room as well. Those are the 2 drives that you get to game plan play by play and have it laid out with the formula, and it's working to a T right now for Padua.
1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. Tusai has it, going to be a handoff again. Back has some room, bounces on the outside, makes a nice cut, and nearly breaks all the way. Caden Fyock again showing a nice little stutter step there. Was able to pick up a huge gain, and that's going to push Padua rather deep into North Royalton territory.
Well, in open field, Fyock had Mitchner, and a little bit of a juke there, got to the outside, and the turf monster just wrapped him up, ball on the 29.
1st and 10 from the 29. Shotgun formation again. This time it'll be a handoff to number 10. Bounces way to the outside, picks up about 5 yards. Nice second effort, maybe gets him 7. That was a carry from number 10, Roderick Love.
Guess on this drive, it's a little bit of you get a carry, you get a carry, you get a carry.
Everyone gets a carry.
Spreading the rock right now, Padua, and they continue to march their way down the field very quickly.
Roderick Love going to stay in the backfield. 2nd and 5 to go now from the 29-yard line. Going to be a handoff again, and Love not able to really get anything out of that, and he's brought down at the original line of scrimmage. Yeah, sorry, the line of scrimmage, not the original line of scrimmage. You know what I mean.
and a nice job there by Ryan Perino, staying light on his feet as the linebacker squared up with the tailback, Love.
Big play now for Padua. 3rd and 5. 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. And the play looked like it had stopped. They were waiting to hear from the sideline, but now there's a flag on the field.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be offsides. A jump there by the defense, getting a little bit over antsy.
And once again, penalties going to cost North Royalton, and that's going to give, that's going to give Padua a first down here. It looks like they're still discussing things, maybe not. Yep, nope, there he goes. There's the signal. So another first down for the Bruins. We've seen this a couple times tonight. North Royalton getting the Bruins into 3rd and long situations and then just gifting them the first down. We'll see if that comes back to bite them. 1st and 10 from the 19. It's going to be a handoff to Love again. Bounces around to the outside and is going to get dragged down after a gain of 3.
Yeah, that's a great job there by number 4, Paul Kalavakis, as he came in, wrapped up the legs of Love, and Love had nowhere to go.
It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 2nd and 8 from the 12-yard line. They're going to mount. That's not right. Anyway, 2nd and 8. A little bit of confusion up on the scoreboard, and it's going to go back to Hall. Pushes his way forward. Again, great explosiveness from Hall. So much just pure speed, and that's going to push him now to 3rd and about 5 yards. 3rd and 5 from the 17-yard line. Looks like they're actually lined up at the 15. 3rd and 5 from the 15-yard line. Going to get a pause in the action as the play comes from the sideline. Tusai is in the backfield along with Marquise Hall. Again, Hall having some good success so far on this drive. Going to see if they hand it off to him once again. And it will be a handoff to Hall. Pushes his way forward. He's met by a couple of defenders. Looks like maybe a yard short of the first down. It's going to be an interesting decision now for the Bruins. 4th and short. Looks like they might be bringing on the kicking team.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think this is actually going to be Wildcat direct snap to Hall. Tusai coming out. It's going to be what they did when they were backed up deep in their own end zone at the end of the first half.
Tusai is out. The jumbo package is in. 4th and 2. Huge play here for the Bruins. Hall has it. He's going to try to find some room, and he gets a hole, and he's got the first down.
Well, it just looked like a mountain of bodies there, and Hall decided it was better not to just go straight up the middle. He saw a little bit of a room there if he just got to the left-hand side and squeezed his way through, picking up that first down, and that's a huge play there for Padua, continuing to push further and further down into Royalton territory.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Going to be handoff to Love. Works his way up the left side. Pushes forward again. Nice second effort. Picks up about 6 yards on the play. Just want to remind you, this Red Zone Drive brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Make sure to visit them online at kelly-mac.com.
Brandon, this game's been all about the run for both teams, and this is what Padua needed coming out of the break.
2nd and goal from the 5. Love still in the backfield. He's going to get the ball once again. Tries to find his way up the left side. Huge hit by Abu Hamda. Blew that play up. My goodness.
Abu Hamda was free on the backside and chasing that one down, and as the trailer, as soon as Love stopped and slowed down, it was an easy target for Abu Hamda.
That makes things a little harder now. 3rd and goal from the 7. Still shotgun formation for the Bruins, and they think they got North Royalton to jump, but no flag on the field. They're not going to take their time to get that play in. Looks like number 21, Caden Fayok, back in the backfield with Tusai. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Tusai calls for it. He drops back. He's looking down the right side, floats one in the back end of the end zone. Receivers got it! Touchdown, Bruins! Number 21, Caden Fayok on the reception. I may have that incorrect.
I think it's number 81. Yeah, Karen Thomas.
Karen Thomas, he's been a favorite target all game, and he came up in a huge spot there, had to just get a little bit of lift up off the ground to haul that one in, and Padua right back in this one.
Yeah, and I think that one was designed for him to be the primary target. Lined up in the slot there, broke out to the outside on the money from Tusai.
Now attempting the extra point. Ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 7-point ball game, folks. It looked like North Royalton was going to be all over this one, but Padua responding in a huge way out of the half. Now 14-21 in the favor of the Bears.
That's exactly what Padua needed. Coming out of the halftime break, out of the locker room, momentum going the way of the home team. Of course, for Padua, you come into this one at 0-2. You're trying to get that first win on the season. It's big to put yourself in this game so you have a chance throughout the second half, and they just did exactly what they wanted to do. Got themselves back in at one-score game. So much time left as we still got halfway through the third quarter to go and a full fourth quarter. I mean, really no reason to sweat it here. Just come out, defense on the field, see if you can stop that run of North Royalton.
And that's the thing, now you're North Royalton. Don't let that get in the back of your head. Don't try to get cute. You don't need to throw the ball. You're still waiting for Padua to show that they can stop your rushing game. So if you're the Bears, stick to your game plan here. Get another 7 up on the board. Put this a little bit further out. Padua's offense shows that they can hang, but they still got to show on the defensive side that they can consistently get North Royalton off the field. So here we go now. 6:32 left here in the third quarter. That ball is up, and it's going to be fielded about the 10-yard line. North Royalton's got it now to the 20, up to the 25, finds a little bit of a hole, nearly gets to the 35 before finally being brought down. Again, second effort's been the name of the game, especially on the special teams tonight. Another solid return from the Bears.
Well, and I have to say it's not necessarily speed on the return there from Grady Ball. He's actually just taking his time and looking for for some space to open up, and actually it looks like that is number 20, Mannix Wasco, and again, he's been the guy returning the ball. He's not necessarily hitting the hole with a lot of speed. He's just slowly making his way forward, following his blockers. It's got him some extra yards, not necessarily going to break it and go to the house, but can't go wrong with the field position he keeps giving his team.
1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. It's going to be a handoff. Back's got it right up the middle, gains a couple yards there, and then Cody Miller right back at it.
Yeah, and of course, still plenty of time to play and see who wins this game, but right now would have to say that Cody Miller is probably that front runner for the Back Attack Snacks Player of the Game here on the Keon Sports Game of the Week. Again, if as this game goes on, if you guys want to drop the names in the comments section of who you think is going to be the Back Attack Snacks Player of the Game, who you'd like to see be that person, feel free to comment.
2nd and 6 from the 44. Going to be a handoff to Cody once again. He is met at the 40-yard line, maybe picks up a couple yards. Big opportunity here for Padua. Going to be 3rd and about 4 for North Royalton.
Yeah, 3rd and 4, it's not necessarily too many yards that you need to pick up here, but I just feel like North Royalton probably going to call a pass here, put it in the hands of Joseph Kenny. But again, Kenny's had his struggles because of pressure in his face throughout this game. You got to keep your quarterback upright against that pressure of Padua.
Just over 5 minutes left in the quarter. 3rd and 4. It's going to be a play action fake. Quick wide receiver screen out to the right side. He's going to get dropped before he can get to the 1st down marker.
Great play by the defensive back, sophomore, number 14, Christian Ruggiero. Came in and chopped down the receiver, Joey Senaido. He didn't have much room to go anywhere there. As soon as he caught that, tried to split through the 2 defenders, but huge tackle there. And that's big for Padua to, after putting up 7 on the board, being down a score, get the ball right back.
And that was an excellent, start of the play. The execution was looking very clean. Nice play fake. Got the ball into the hands of the receiver on the screen. Just that blocking kind of fell apart there. Fell a couple yards short, and this is exactly what you didn't want to do if you were North Royalton, as this ball gets kicked away, going to be fielded about the 10-yard line. Returner makes one man miss. Now going to bounce out to the left side before he's dropped at the 20-yard line. Nearly able to break away on that one. There's going to be a penalty on the field.
Block in the back there.
Oh, it looks like there is a North Royalton player down on the field as well.
Yeah, it looks like that's Michael Kenny, and Kenny's been a very successful linebacker, part of that linebacking core that's made a lot of tackles, a lot of plays. Again, hopefully that's just a cramp and he's okay. Training staff out there stretching him out here, but again, hopefully that is just a cramp for him, because he's a crucial part of that linebacking core, and they're going to need him here on this next drive.
So, speaking of North Royalton, again, like I was alluding to, exactly what you did not want to do there. You could not afford to go 3 and out. Yes, you still have that 7-point lead, but now Padua was confident. They were able to really push the ball down the field, establish their running game, something they really haven't been able to do up to this point. But they were firing on all cylinders that last drive, and now you give them the ball back, down just 7. Interested to see if, like you said, you come out of the half, you're able to script those plays, as it looks like Kenny is getting up under his own power. So that is really good to see. Hopefully, like you said, just cramping. But anyway, now that these plays aren't scripted, can they still stay that effective? Can they stay on their game plan and tie this game up? Again, credit to Padua hanging in here. They came back out and they hit North Royalton in the mouth right away. North Royalton seemed a little bit rattled, couldn't get their offense going. Now we could be looking at a tie game after this drive.
Well, and the run game was so prominent in the first half for North Royalton, not as much so for Padua. But here, first drive of the second half, Padua just ran the ball with Marquise Hall, with Roderick Love, with Caden Fayek. We saw all those guys touch the football, even a little bit of a jet sweep there for Karen Thomas, who he got the touchdown reception in the back corner of the end zone. So really trying to get the ball spread around, get to a lot of guys, get the ball in a lot of hands. And we'll see if they can do that here again. But the home stands, you can feel it shaking a little bit here. They're trying to get the noise cranked up here in the stadium and really motivate the defense to get a big stop.
And one thing we didn't talk much about, there was a penalty on that play. It was a block in the back, so that's going to push Padua back deep in their own territory, so that could hurt. They're going to start this drive on their own 7-yard line. 1st and 10, 4 minutes, 21 seconds to go in the third quarter. Sasai in the shotgun. Going to be a handoff right up the middle, and the back is met immediately by a host of Bears, and that maybe gained half a yard. Second down now for the Bruins.
And a lot of credit to those linebackers continuing to crash down, and Ryan Perino, the first man there, meeting the ball carrier. 2nd
and 9 now from the 8. The back is Caden Fyock once again. Tusai ready for it. He has it. It's going to be a handoff to Fyock, making his way up the middle again and not going anywhere. Tries to make a second effort. I thought that play was dead a couple seconds ago, but credit to Fyock for staying up on his feet. But again, no real gain for the Bruins.
Yeah, maybe surge forward, getting close to the line of scrimmage, but if he even got to the line of scrimmage, it was the original one, because loss of a yard there, now 3rd and 10.
Yeah, like you said, 3rd and long now. North Royalton hoping to get the ball back quickly after their offense really sputtered coming out of halftime. 3 minutes, 20 seconds and counting. Tusai's ready. Running back on his right hip. He's going to drop back, looking to pass, facing a little bit of pressure, stays in the pocket, hits his target up the middle, and he is going to be brought down at around just short of the 35-yard line. Excellent reception there by number 88. That is tight end Freddie Borky.
A lot of credit to Borky. We've seen his ability running routes and as a pass catcher, and just found that open gap in the middle of the defense and just in front of the safeties behind the linebackers, and Tusai on the money there.
1st and 10 from the 34, and it's a botched snap. It looks like the Bruins were able to jump on top of that one, but nearly disastrous after a huge play for Padua. That's going to be a free down for North Royalton.
Ooh, I'll tell you what, Tusai's heart's probably racing a little bit here right now. I don't think he was wanting that snap. He was looking over to the sideline. Low snap, hit his shin. A lot of credit to Marquise Hall being aware and jumping on that football.
2:35 to go, 2nd and 10. It's going to be a handoff to Hall right up the middle, picks up a couple of yards. Again, not much there. You're going to see maybe Padua's got to go back to that passing game.
Yeah, and a guy to watch out for again might be Borky here. There's obviously a few wide receivers that Tusai has been looking for, but Borky has definitely been a threat, been able to stretch North Royalton a little bit. Here on 3rd and 8, why not target Borky? Because he might be one of the best intended targets, best receivers from his tight end spot tonight.
It's going to be 2 minutes to go here in the quarter. 3rd and 8 from the 37-yard line. Tusai has it. Another low snap, but able to corral it. Looking deep down the right side of the field. Has the receiver breaking away. He's got it. Turned around trying to make his last man miss. Not going to be able to, but huge gain from number 81, Karen Thomas. And all the momentum is starting to swing towards Padua.
Well, Thomas 1v1 with the defensive back. Some long strides there from the 6-foot receiver. He was able to get a couple steps, and that one was dropped in by Tusai. Actually, Thomas had to slow his run a little bit, but able to get down to the 5-yard line. One possession game knocking on the door.
1st and goal from the 5. It's going to be a handoff to Fyock, and he's going to be brought down a couple yards short of the end zone. And this red zone drive, once again, brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Be sure to visit them online at kelly-mac.com. It's going to be 2nd and goal. They're going to call no gain on that, but Padua, huge chance here now to tie up this game and really start swinging the momentum their way. It's crazy to think. First couple drives in the first quarter, we thought this was going to be our North Royalton, but we've got ourselves an exciting one. We're now going to call it 2nd and 3. Minute 9 seconds to go. Wildcat formation. Hall has it, looking for a hole up the middle, and he's in! Touchdown, Padua!
You know what, Brandon? We've got ourselves a game in North Royalton tonight. PAT away from tying this one up.
My goodness. And like we said, I don't understand why we did not see more of him in the first half. Marquise Hall there. That explosiveness and the ability to run him out of the Wildcat got them into pay dirt there. And he is just such an electric player. It's good to see him firing up now. But we also got to talk about Tyler Tusai there and the play of him and his 2 big receivers, Karen Thomas, and then, of course, Freddie Borky, as that kick is up, and it is good. So we have a tied ball game on our hands, folks. Do not go anywhere. 1 minute, 2 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Padua Franciscan Bruins 21, the North Royalton Bears 21.
It's always North Royalton that gives us some dramatics. We talked about the playoff game that we covered at Olmsted Falls, where went to overtime, and North Royalton got that win a few years ago, you know, it seems like they definitely give us the dramatics from time to time when we do cover North Royalton. So we've got ourselves a game here again. Still full quarter, the fourth quarter coming up here soon, a minute left in the third, but we are in for an interesting one, but momentum starting to swing the visitors' way in Padua.
Yeah, and this is going to be interesting to see what happens. North Royalton has to respond here. You do not want to give Padua another shot at this. They are feeling themselves right now. This offense is clicking on all cylinders. North Royalton can still put this to bed. They've got the ability to run the ball and run a lot of clock out. So that's going to be fielded about the 15-yard line. Return has now got it 20-25, making his way up the right side of the field. It's going to be dragged down about the 33-yard line. North Royalton, we know they've got the ability to run the ball. Padua adjusted. Now we got to see if the Bears can adjust back. You've got the talent. You've got the offensive line. Figure out a way to force your will and start getting the ball back to Cody Miller and start firing up your offense again.
Yeah, and I think honestly you should just come out here, run the ball once, you know, maybe twice here. Just try to kill the clock a little bit here in the third quarter. Not be too complacent, but at the same time you still want to move the football. But, you know, get some time in between the third and fourth quarter break. The intermission, just very briefly talk things over so you can really strategize, put together a solid drive.
Be 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Kinney's got it. He's looking to pass deep down the right side. Receiver's free, but underthrows him just a little bit. Ball actually nearly intercepted. Intended target there was number 2, Chase Dormady.
Yeah, and Dormady got wide open there, made an excellent move, and the defensive back, Ruggiero, as he jumped up and tried to get his fingertips on that pass. When he came down, he landed a little bit hard, and again, wonder if his calf is cramping as he's hobbling a little bit. Obviously, if I'm the sideline here for North Royalton, I'm looking at Ruggiero being a little bit, limber here right now at the moment, actually struggling a little bit. I'd maybe target him again.
2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line, 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. This time it's going to be a handoff to Cody Miller. It's brought down after a short gain. Going back a little bit, too, I know he underthrew his receiver, but I got to give some credit to Joseph Kinney.
Yeah.
When he threw that ball, Dormady was not open.
Right.
He threw him open in that situation. Great job anticipating, very high quarterback IQ on that play. Again, young quarterback, you just got to figure out that touch a little bit, and I think we could be looking at something special in Joseph Kinney down the road.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit more strength as well as he gets older and he continues to hit the weight room and gets bigger. Maybe he can put some more yardage on that throw too.
15 seconds left in the quarter, 3rd and 8. Kinney's going to look to throw again, throws a bullet up the middle of the field, splits a couple of defenders, and it looks like he got it in there. Excellent throw from Kinney. Even more impressive catch there by number 10, Luke Kapowski, and he is still down on the field. So we're going to get a timeout here as they look at the injured player. But excellent throw there. A lot of zip on that pass from Kinney. Splitting 2 defenders. And, again, hope the receiver's okay. But a great job to haul that pass in and hang on to it as well.
Yeah, and the junior, Kaprowski, he held on. A lot of credit to him making that catch. Got sandwiched in between the 2 tacklers. And hopefully he is okay as he's getting looked at here right now. But a nice throw there from Kinney on that slant, and it was a slant that got the wide receiver directly to the sticks and moves the chains for them. They're still going to have 9 seconds on the clock here in the third quarter, so time to still run one more play before we move to the fourth.
And it looks like Kaprowski is up. He is limping, but he's off on his own power. So, again, always like to see that. And I'm trying to think. They may, because, again, it was a complete pass. They've moved the chains now. Yeah, it looks like they might keep this clock stopped. I wouldn't be surprised if we just end up going into the half if they were to start it. You got to be happy with what you've seen so far in this drive if you are North Royalton. Run game not firing as well as you kind of expected to based on the beginning of this game, but Joseph Kinney stacking up in a big way there. Huge conversion now for the Bears as they look to continue this drive and try to chip away some more time off this clock to keep that Padua offense off the field.
And a little bit of confusion, and the officials were waiting for that clock to start, and it finally does. And no play for North Royalton. They're going to talk things over here as we move to the fourth. So good drive that they're starting to put together, and they needed that spark because it's been a bit of a dead third quarter for their offense. But now things starting to tick as they move into the fourth. So 21-21, this is anybody's ball game.
1 quarter to go, folks. We are all tied up here in North Royalton. We'll be right back after a short break.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Spins Bowl. Spins Bowl has 36 lanes and a large redemption arcade with a full bar and restaurant. It is truly a good time for the whole family as it has something for everyone, young and old. Swing by their website for more info at spinsbowl.com. TNT Construction. They provide residential and commercial remodeling, construction, and building services to clients in Cleveland and all of Northeast Ohio. Look them up today at tntcleveland.com.
And welcome back to North Royalton, the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week for Week 3. And boy, do we have an exciting one here. Padua and North Royalton all knotted up at 21. Bears currently driving 1st and 10 now from their own 48-yard line. Pistol formation, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. It's going to be a handoff to Kelly, and he was going to get brought down in the backfield. Good job breaking the tackle for the second effort. Maybe picks up a half a yard on the play.
Yeah, Cody Miller there getting the handoff, not much room to run. Gets back just to the line of scrimmage, maybe gets half a yard if that. Great job, a lot of white jerseys there in the backfield, so the Padua defense needed that on that first play after North Royalton had been piecing things together right at the end of the third.
And now maybe a little bit concerning. Looks like Cody Miller's coming to the sideline, kind of clutching his chest. Abu Hamd is now back in the game. Maybe just taking him off for a breather. They've been doing that on and off this game, but interesting to see that after the very first play of the fourth quarter. 2nd and 9 now from their own 48-yard line. Going to send a man in motion from right to left. It's going to be a fake handoff and a throw up the middle of the field, and that's deflected at the line and nearly intercepted. It's like Kenny was trying to get that up and over to his tight end, but never made it past the line of scrimmage.
Well, and that was a huge play by the defensive front, getting their big paws up and batting that one down, because there was plenty of room to run if Kenny was able to hit his tight end, Logan, pet it down the field. The tight end, the senior, had some room if he would have been able to haul that one in if it got to him.
It's going to be 3rd down and 9 for North Royalton. Man in motion again. This time coming over to the right side. Kenny's got it. He's not finding anyone downfield. Chucks one up the right side and just overthrows his receiver. Looking for Joey Sonato. Just out of his clutches. All the credit in the world for Joseph Kinney. He was facing some pressure, stepped up in the pocket. Still got a nice throw off, but again, just off by a few inches there. That's going to set up 4th down.
Yeah, on the run, moving forward. Also got bumped from behind and still nearly put that one on his receiver. Just a little bit too far. And actually maybe an opportunity here to pin Padua deep, make them go the length of the field. Here's still a lot of time on the clock, but we've seen some good punts, some good special teams plays from North Royalton right now. Can they take advantage of that?
And Sasha Sunjavarik out there to punt once again for the Bears. Going to be kicking this from his own 35-yard line. Ready to go. He's got it. Ball is up and away. And he's aiming for the corner there. Nope, kind of comes back towards the middle. And North Royalton did a good job of stopping that one. Padua was going to let it roll into the end zone, but great heads-up play by the Bears. They're going to pin the Bruins deep.
That's the second time this game that the football's been placed just perfectly, and an excellent roll. And the way it was just going in North Royalton's favor. But the punt unit to get down there, and as the coverage team able to make that stop there, deaden that ball at the 4-yard line, and this is going to be tough for Padua. I'd again expect to not see Tusai come out here, and they're probably going to go that direct snap initially.
Just remember, folks, vote in the comments for your Back Attack Snacks player of the game. We will announce that during our post-game show. Again, a couple of great nominees, and this can go either way, folks. So make sure if you're either a Padua or a North Royalton fan, you're getting those votes in. It's going to be a Wildcat formation run for Padua. Picks up a couple of yards on the play. Looked like a direct snap to Cody Fayok. My goodness, Caden Fayok. on the Wildcat snap. They caught me off guard there a little bit. Seeing maybe they take a page from North Royalton's playbook, direct snap right to the running back.
Yeah, well, I haven't really seen North Royalton do any of that, but definitely, more of a power formation. We've seen Padua really start to do that when they've been buried deep into their own end.
Padua's going to do it once again. This time, looks like a receiver has the ball, trying to get a look at that number, but he's going to lose some yardage on the play. Not a lot of success there for Padua, and maybe another late hit, but they're going to wave that off. Yeah, no late hit on the play. Number 81, Karen Thomas there out of the Wildcat.
Yeah, you don't see the wide receiver back in the backfield too often.
And let's see if they throw him back there again. It's now going to be 3rd and 6, still only on their 7-yard line. Playing tough position for Padua. North Royalton would love to get the ball back here and keep this a tied game. And it looks like Tusai is now back in. 3rd and 6, 9 minutes, 38 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Tie game here in North Royalton. Tusai is going to step back, looking deep down the field. Has a man open on the right side. Receiver nearly had it. And through his clutches, Karen Thomas again, the intended target. That'll set up 4th down for Padua.
Tyler Tusai is really settling in here now. He delivered a strike there to one of his favorite targets, if not his favorite target, in Karen Thomas. And Thomas was trying to track that one, looking over his left shoulder. It just was a little bit more to the right than I think he expected. It looked like it hit off the outside of his right hand, and he dropped that one. Should have hauled that in, but tough there on the sideline for him, and unfortunate for Padua. Fortunate break on the other end for North Royalton.
And now still a difficult punt here, 4th and 6. They're punting deep out of their own end zone. Royalton's going to look to block this one. Punter's got it, and he's got plenty of space, gets that one away, but it's going to be fielded at their own 40-yard line. Settles about the 38, so North Royalton going to have some excellent field position coming back. And they really got to find a way to get this offense going.
Well, in close games, football is definitely a game of field position. And if you can win a field position in a very tight one, you greatly enhance your odds of winning this game. North Royalton doing an excellent job of that there on special teams. And now, after their defense makes a huge stop, they get the ball at the 39-yard line. Again, you're kind of in that no man's land where it's probably a little bit far to kick if for some reason you get stopped here. So this could be 4-down territory for North Royalton as well.
Joseph Kinney leading his men back out onto the field. No Cody Miller. Syed Abu Hamda in the backfield once again. 1st and 10 from the Bruins 39-yard line. Pistol formation. Kinney's ready for it. It's going to be a handoff to Abu Hamda. Makes his way up the middle of the field. Finds some room. Gains about 9 yards. Stopped just short of the 1st down. Good little burst there from Abu Hamda.
Yeah, not necessarily the speed of Cody Miller in the backfield, but Abu Hamda is a physical runner. You can absolutely pick up the yards with him, and if you can open up holes and he can get to the 2nd level, then you can really see him picking up some solid gains just like that.
Number 26 now running onto the field. That is Matthew Jeddick for North Royalton. 2nd and 3, 8 minutes, 43 seconds to go now in the 4th quarter. Tie ball game here in North Royalton. Pistol formation once again. Joseph Kinney ready for it. Takes a snap, going to be a handoff to Amahanda again. He's got the 1st down, a little bit of more drilled as soon as he makes his way past the 1st down marker. That's going to be a fresh set of downs for the Bears.
Well, and I think that one looked a little bit harder of a hit than what it actually was. I think Abu Hamda, he was trying to spin and make a spin move in the open field and just got the back of his leg hit, and then somebody pushed him up top and he fell backwards. But nearly, if he could have pulled off that spin move and got around, there was some room off to the outside of the field.
A little bit of good news for North Royalton fans. Luke Kaprowski is checked back into the game. We saw him kind of hobble off earlier, so looks like not too serious as he's back out on the field for the Bears. Going to be a handoff once again on 1st down. Honda breaks free. He's past the 1st down marker. He's near the end zone and is brought down just short. Huge run by Abnu Honda. Found a hole on the left side and made the most of it.
Well, 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 the senior coming up big here in the run game. And I would say, after giving him multiple carries, why not go back to him again? He's already picked up so many yards. Let him try to hit pay dirt here.
Keep talking about Cody Miller, but Muhammad is still out on the field. He's notched 1 touchdown already tonight, and he's been huge for the Bears on this drive, trying to put them in the lead here. Here we go, jumbo formation. Abu Hamda now spearheading this three-back front. He's going to get the ball, fights off a couple of tackles, still forcing his way forward. Good job, though, by Padua, stopping him at the 1-yard line. Abu Hamda was one good stretch away from getting into the end zone, but the Bruins stood him up.
Well, Abu Hamda was initially touched at about the 2-yard line, kept those legs churning, powering forward, and then stood up right at the 1-yard line. So a good gain there, a good carry, getting a little bit closer, but just not quite what the Bears were wanting there.
So I don't want to speculate. Cody Miller is on the sideline now with his helmet off, so do not expect him back this drive. Second down, going to be handoff to Abu Hamda again. This time he's through. Touchdown, Bears.
Exactly what North Royalton wanted, what they needed, Brandon. Third quarter went completely the way of Padua, and then you found yourself knotted up, and winning the game of field position, like I mentioned, is so crucial, and right there it paid off. Only had 39 yards to go once they got that football, and they capitalized on the ground. It has been the ground game tonight that has led North Royalton to being up in the lead. Still 7 minutes remaining now.
Extra point set up here. Chase Dormany on the hold. Kick is up, and it is good. So North Royalton finds himself back in the lead, 28-21. Offense responded when they absolutely needed to. Again, looked in control of this game. Initially up 14-0, then 21-7. Padua forced their way back, tied it up. North Olmsted doing a good job of responding there, now holding on to a 7-point lead. So now you're Padua. You've shown that you can make things happen through the air and on the ground. I think that really does work in their favor here. North Royalton doesn't really know what to expect. We've seen the running game really open up for Padua, but as you've made mention to a couple times, quarterback Tyler Tusai has really settled in and has gotten very close to hitting some of those deep shots here. So, man, this isn't over. This is not over at all. You can see Padua having the potential to strike very quickly here and put the ball back in North Royalton's court.
Yeah, and with the way this game has been going, it wouldn't be shocking to see Padua go down the field and make something happen. But it's been a lot of big plays for them as well. Some of those deep shots looking for Thomas. If you are North Royalton, you want to key on that. Try to keep things underneath rather than give up a big play.
North Royalton getting ready to kick this one off. 6 minutes, 58 seconds to go here from North Royalton. Kicker is ready, and the ball is up. Another excellent kick, and it go all the way back to the edge of the end zone, and Padua is just happy to let that roll out. Folks, got a great game on our hands here. Keep in mind, put in the comments, let us know however you need to do it. Let us know who needs to be the Back Attack Snacks player of the game. Back Attack Snacks are the healthy option on the go, provide the very best option in healthy snacking with everything from beef jerky to roasted almonds. They have it all. Visit them online at backattacksnacks.com. And Cole, we're going to discuss that during our post-game show. This is the first time in a long time I have no idea who it's going to be. And part of that is there's been so many great performances. Part of that is I don't know who's going to win this game. And we have not been able to say that this deep into the fourth quarter at all this season.
No, we've covered some games that have really turned into lopsided blowouts. This one, far from it.
It's going to be a handoff on 1st and 10. Caden Fyock once again stopped after a very short gain there. Going to be second down and long for Padua. So Padua now plenty of time on the clock. You can run the offense exactly how you want it. We're not looking at trying to conserve time at this point. You're down 7. You know your offense can move. You've had a lot of success, especially here in the second half. Going to see them try to get it going. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. Going to be a handoff to Fyock once again. Little more running room this time. Maybe picks up another yard, but it's going to be 3rd and very long now for Padua. Time to see quarterback Tyler Tusai try to uncork one here.
Yes, something else that's interesting to keep in mind. A one-possession game isn't something that North Royalton's seen yet this season. Padua actually has had a one-possession game already. They felt a Holy Name. You know, and Holy Name is a pretty good program. They were very successful last year, made it into the postseason, had a good year. So again, we'll see what Padua can do.
3rd and 7, Tusai rolling out to his right, trying to find a target, and really just throws this one away. Trying to hit number 17, Riley Cervenka, on the sideline, but kind of the safest throw he could get there. I don't think he really had a true opportunity to connect. It's going to be 4th down. North Royalton has a chance now to expand on this lead.
Yeah, smart play there by Tusai. Live to see another day. Don't put the ball in harm's way. Let your defense go out on the field and give them the opportunity to try to make the stop. So this could be huge for North Royalton to be able to get the ball back, maybe go down and score again. But if you're Padua and you can get the stop, still keep it that one-score game. Again, you've already had a close one this year, like I said, against Holy Name. That gives you a little bit of experience. You've seen it before.
It's all going to come down to who wants it more. 4th and 7 now. Punt is up and away. And North Royalton going to be looking at pretty good field position. That bounces at the 50, now rolling into North Royalton territory. They're going to start this drive at the 40-yard line. And again, we talked about field position. Every time it feels like North Royalton gets to start at their own 40 or further along, that's when they're really able to capitalize. Same thing with Padua. They've had a couple of drives really stall out when the Bears have pinned them deep. And on that last drive, even starting from their own 20, they really couldn't get anything going here. So I really think, like you said, field position is going to play a crucial part in this game as we wrap up.
Yeah, and I'm not necessarily, taking all the stats on this specific topic I'm going to bring up. I'd have to go back and watch this game. But from my memory, I don't think North Royalton started a drive behind their own 20-yard line this entire game. It feels like every return that they've had, they've gone out past the 25, past the 30.
1st and 10 from their own 40. Kinney ready for it. It's going to be a handoff to Abma Hamda. Trying to find space up the right side, cuts back to the center. Still churning. Look like he was brought down a couple of times, and he's going to end up picking up 8 yards on the play. Good job by Abma Hamda making something out of nothing.
Yeah, and Abu Hamda, a guy who would, it almost takes more than one tackler to bring him down, and then you saw that there. Looked like it was only going to be a gain of 2, but instead he got an extra 6 yards out of that.
Now going to be 2nd down and 2, 5 minutes to go and counting. Again, a tight one here in North Royalton. You're watching the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week. North Royalton Bears holding on to a 7-point lead over Padua. And we see that jumbo formation now, 2nd and 2. Going to be a handoff to Abma Hamda. Gets the first down, nearly breaks through, gets flipped around after a gain of about 6 yards. Nice rush there again by Abma Hamda.
Yeah, tackle coming in, just taking out the legs of Abma Hamda, but after he already moved the chains and back into Bruins territory.
Now going to be under 5 minutes, 1st and 10 from the 47. North Royalton has that 7-point lead. They can keep running the clock. They are in no rush right now. Keep pounding the ball. It has worked all game. It's crazy, too. Cody Miller has been amazing, and we have not seen him come back on the field, but Amu Hamda stepped right in. It feels like they haven't dropped off whatsoever. Now going to be 1st and 10. Jumbo formation once again with Amu Hamda as the lead back. Royalton taking their time. Kinney taking a look at the defense, now settles in. Hands it off to Amu Hamda again, makes his way up the left side of the field, and gets a short gain before getting dragged down.
And just slowly chipping away, a little bit of yards at a time. But the clock, the friend of North Royalton right now, and that's what everybody on that Padua side is going to be watching at the moment as it ticks under 4 minutes.
2nd and 7 now from the 47. Like we said, Bears taking their time. Folks, I know we made mention of it earlier. This crowd absolutely phenomenal tonight. Looks like nearly a sellout on the North Royalton side. Padua very well represented as well. 2nd and 6 from the Padua 43. Jumbo formation again. 3 backs in the backfield. Amu Hamda heading things up. Kinney taking his time, looking over the defense. Settles down. Hand off to Amu Hamda. Nearly met in the backfield right away, but juts forward for the gain of a yard. Didn't catch the number of the defensive end, but Amu Hamda had people waiting for him.
Well, I got to say, you don't usually see the leap over the pile unless it's around the goal line. And that time, Amu Hamda was just trying to get a yard out of that one. So he saw all the bodies, felt like he was surrounded, and decided he'd just try to jump over the pile. And he did pick up a yard, but interesting tactic to see from the senior.
Whatever works, man. So I wonder if North Royalton's seeing the same thing we are. 3rd and 5. I've got a feeling they go back to that jumbo formation again,
right.
Run it. If they don't get it, not the end of the world. Where you're at, you can really pin Padua deep, and Padua has not been able to move the ball when they're starting beyond their own 10-yard line. 3rd and 5 from Padua's 42. North Royalton Hands it off to Abmahamda, looking for space. Looks like he has the first down. Fresh set of downs for North Royalton. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go in this game. Padua running out of time to finish the comeback.
Yeah, and you would think in a way that might be the game-sealing first down. Maybe not quite yet. The Bruins do have 3 timeouts still remaining, but now you're going to see North Royalton come back to that, power jumbo set they have, try to run it up the middle, drain more clock. The Bruins are going to have to start taking timeouts, and they need to get a stop here.
Folks, want to remind you, as we get within 2 minutes, stick around for our post-game show when we name our Back Attack Snacks player of the game. 1st and 10 from the 36. Abmahamda in the backfield once again. Kinney under center. It's going to be a handoff. Abmahamda looking for some space to operate. Got a nice little push from his line to pick up a couple of yards there, but not much of it.
Yeah, and a quick timeout there for the Bruins. They'll still have 2 remaining and 1 minute and 59 seconds remaining. That's exactly what the Bruins needed. Not much yardage, but they're going to have to keep making those stands back to back to back.
And again, teams discussing what they're going to do here. So you got to imagine North Royalton keeps the ball on the ground now. Excellent game. This turned out to be amazing. North Royalton, though, I hate to harp on it in what is likely going to end up being a win, but this could have been put out of range much earlier had they just stuck to their guns.
Yeah.
We saw a strange stretch from probably mid-second quarter all the way through the third where they got away from their strengths. I don't know what they saw, but they just stopped running the ball. They tried to get the ball more in Joseph Kinney's hands, and, he does show some promise, but it's tough to put all of that on your sophomore quarterback, especially when your running game is working so well. And because of that, you allowed Padua to climb back into this game. You had a quick interception that allowed Padua to put 7 up. They carried that momentum into the second half and scored right off their initial drive. So again, North Royalton, good job responding and putting themselves back up. But man, this could have been over by the middle of the second quarter.
Yeah, it absolutely could have. But hey, they're going to the ground game right now, and this is when it matters most, being up 7 still.
It's going to be 2nd and 7. Handoff to Abmahamda again, making his way up the middle. Gains 3 yards and a cloud of dust. And another quick timeout from Padua. So they're going to be set up 3rd down. If they stop him here.
Well, they got to stop the clock here. The timeout happened, and the clock continues to tick down. So issues here, they need to honestly put 10 seconds back on the clock.
Yeah, coach is now noticing that as well. They did stop it at 1:36, but like you said, they got another 10 seconds or so that needs to be added back on there.
A little bit of a home field advantage up here.
Yeah. But if you're Padua, you need every second you can get. Good news, though, if you're Padua. Now, if this was reversed right now and Padua was trying to close this out and North Royalton had to make a drive late, I'd be a lot more nervous. Padua has shown that Joseph Desai can be trusted, and he can push the ball down the field and break something open for you. So, again, still not likely. It's not going to be easy, but Padua has the explosiveness to tie this game up if they're able to get the stop here.
Yeah, absolutely. Crowd again still out here loving this one. You see the visiting stands emptying out just a little bit, but they're still staying here. All they need is one stop here, and they can really have an opportunity to go back down the field with still a little bit of time left on the clock. But you see the home stands, they're loving it. The student section over there, again, you talked about the support, and North Royalton, they filled their stands here tonight and looking to go to 2-1.
You see the YMCA breaking out down there. Again, Royalton's in a good spot, but we are not done yet, folks. 3rd and 4 from the 30-yard line, and now we're going to get a timeout for North Royalton. Didn't like something that they saw out there. Again, 4 yards here. If Abmahamda can pick that up, the game is over. They get the stop. You got one more timeout if you're Padua. Again, not going to be easy. Maybe we're in field goal range for North Royalton as well. We haven't seen them have to go to that very often. However, their punter has been solid all night. I believe their punter and the kicker are the same. Yes, Sasha Sunjovic. He's got the leg to hit it from here. It's not going to be easy, but maybe 2 opportunities to put this away. One, if they can gain the 4 yards and then get that new set of downs. Or again, if they could somehow put 3 on the board here, that'll end it as well. I don't think you're going to have nearly enough time to put up 2 possessions from Padua.
Well, keep in mind, he's been wonderful at punting the ball. He did miss that one PAT that clanged off of the upright there. Again, I would expect if they don't get it here on 3rd down, they'll try to go back out, get the first down that could really seal this game.
Here we go, 3rd and 4 from the 30-yard line. North Royalton looking to end this one. Hand off to Abu Hamda up the middle, and he's got the first down, and that is gonna do it, folks. A hard-fought game, but North Royalton, in all likelihood, is walking away with the victory tonight. A hard-fought, well-deserved victory for the Bears.
Yeah, barring a fumble, we're obviously going to see North Royalton come away with this win. And here's another timeout, and the clock continues to tick down. Again, lost about 20 seconds there. This is interesting. Haven't had too many issues tonight, but here at the end.
At this point, I'm not sure how much it matters. You're going to see 3 straight kneel outs. There's not enough time on the clock to really expand it past that. But like you said, you want to make sure you're at least getting this as accurate as possible.
Yeah, because I mean, if a fumble does happen for whatever reason on the exchange, and you're Padua and you get the football back, you want to have the time on the clock to go down the field. Not saying that's necessarily going to happen, but we've seen crazy things in high school football.
Absolutely. And again, we've seen crazy things this game. We didn't think we'd be talking about a one-possession game right now, how things were going before. It looked like Padua might, kind of take control and win this one themselves, not quite able to climb all the way back in it. But, man, excellent effort from the Bruins tonight. Exciting things to take away for their offense. An 0-3 team, but one of the more exciting 0-3 teams I've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they made this one interesting here tonight.
And 1st and 10 from the 24. Going to get a kneel down from Joseph Kinney. Couple more of those, and it is game over for the Bruins. See Abu Hamda now cheering up the crowd, trying to get some noise. Now going to go talk to the coach. I don't really know what you discuss here, what angle we want to take the knee. But they're going to have that discussion.
Yeah, and after last week, that huge loss against Highland and really struggling in that one, it's got to feel good for North Royalton to know you're going to move to 2-1 and rebounding well.
And again, a heartbreaker for Padua. You still got to feel good as both teams, though. Like you said, both teams came off of pretty ugly losses last week. And if you're Padua, you've got a lot that you can take away from this game. Obviously, if you're North Royalton, now 2-1, looking pretty good after, last week thought maybe things could slip a little bit, but they came out with an offensive game plan of running the ball, running it down your throat, and they've succeeded in that. So they've shown that they can play the game that they want to play. Their defense was solid, and 21 points to Padua is, no joke. Padua's got a pretty solid offense. So again, really on both sides of the ball, they should really be happy with how they played today. So we get a 3rd kneel down, 20 seconds to go, and the players are going to rush off the field. That's pretty much going to do it here. And 10 seconds now. We're going to call this one, folks, an exciting game in North Royalton as the Bears hang on to take out Padua Franciscan 28-21. Make sure you stick around for the Keon Sports post-game show where we're going to give you our Back Attack Snacks player of the game. We'll be right back after a brief word from our sponsors.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Travel by Mickey. Now is the time to make memories once again, and Mickey Beachler with Travel by Mickey is just the person to make all the arrangements for your dream vacation. Reach out to her at Mickey Beachler at mousemadesimple.com to begin your next big trip today. With Mickey, you get to experience all of the fun with zero hassles or stress of any kind. From a Disney cruise to a trip to the Greek Isles, she has every dream destination covered from liftoff to touchdown. Village Coffee and Creamery. From the founders of Nancy's Main Street Diner comes Village Coffee and Creamery. They have everything from dessert, lunch items, and coffee to ice cream and every kind of sweet treat you could think of. They are located at 486 Main Street in Grafton. Westside Flea. Ohio's favorite flea market and festival will be coming back this spring and summer once again. The Westside Flea has something for everyone and will be held at North Olmsted Park on August 20th and September 17th. You can find them on Facebook at Westside Flea to learn more.
And welcome into the Keon Sports final show, post-game show. My goodness, I am all over the place. That was an exciting one, folks. If you happen to join us for this entire game, maybe didn't expect to see this final score at the end of it, but North Royalton started hot, and they finish the job, holding off a furious rally from Padua Franciscan, and North Royalton walks out with a 28-21 victory. Exciting game all around. A lot of great performances from both teams, and really up until the last couple of minutes, this award really could have gone to plenty of different players. However, want to give away our Back Attack Snacks Player of the Game Award. Back Attack Snacks, they're the healthy option on the go, provide the very best option in healthy snacking. Everything from beef jerky to roasted almonds, they have it all. Visit them online at backattacksnacks.com. And Cole, like I said, a lot of great performances, but I think there's only one man this can go to tonight.
Yeah, and it's Cody Miller. That first half that Cody Miller put together, especially in the first quarter, was very impressive. I mean, already had over 100 yards at that point, ended up adding a touchdown to his name in the second quarter, and really just a good performance. We didn't see much of him there at the end as he went out with an injury. Hope he's okay, but he put together a really nice performance that helped his team get the win and really get on the front foot early in this one tonight. So it was a matter of which team would win, but with North Royalton taking this victory, Cody Miller is highly deserving of Back Attack Snack Player of the Game.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree with you more. He was the crux of the offense. We saw Abu Hamda step in for him and do an excellent job as well. So really the offensive line, I believe, deserves some credit there for North Royalton on top of that. But then also we got to talk a little bit about Tyler Tusai. I know his team didn't win today, but man, when he needed to step up, there's a couple big moments, a couple big throws that Tusai really went out there, put on a good performance. Not, necessarily a game that he may remember, but it's a game that I think is going to help build on his foundation, and we can see a very, very strong quarterback, especially going into next year being a senior year. He's got the potential. He's got a solid arm there, and I'm excited to see what he does going forward. But like you mentioned, Cody Miller, just phenomenal today. It could not go anywhere else. The running game from both teams were excellent and ended up being a much more exciting result than I think we were anticipating as we got going. So
and even though Padua drops to 0-3, talked about the positive things they did tonight. Obviously, a big loss, 51-6 versus Ursuline. This is a huge step in the right direction for them. Tyler Tusai, he talked about the junior quarterback, 6'4", 225 pounds. He's got the size. He's got the arm strength. His timing was just off in the first half. Got the timing a little bit more on with his receivers. You saw Freddie Borky at tight end. Saw Karen Thomas, who was his big play guy, who also got a big touchdown reception in the back corner on the near side. So a lot of good things they did in the second half there that they can feel good about, as they still have non-conference play coming up next week as they're on the road again at Sandusky. So we'll see what happens there for Padua. Maybe they can give Sandusky a game and get their first win of the season if they play like they did here in the second half. And then if we take a look at North Royalton, we talked about it, moving to 2-1. Yeah, had a rough week last week, but they bounced back well, find themselves up over 500, again at 2-1. Solid start to the season as you move into the heart of conference play, as you're going to be going up against a Nordonia team who usually is fairly tough. So that's going to be a good conference test that you're going to have. So you really wanted this win to feel good about it going into next week against Nordonia. And hopefully Cody Miller's okay, because they're going to need him against a conference rival.
All right, and thank you for that, Cole. And this has, again, been an awesome game today. Make sure you guys stick around, though. We got another exciting one next week. We are heading to Olmsted Falls, another school we're very familiar with. And then, Cole, you've called plenty of Olmsted Falls game. Had them last week as well. They're a very exciting team to watch. They are going to host Midview. As you mentioned, I will not be on the broadcast.
Yep.
Dom will be back. So something to look forward to there. So make sure you're sticking around for next week. Make sure, guys, you're watching on YouTube right now. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that button for notifications. We will let you know anytime we go live. We've got 7 more games left this year.
Yeah.
And it's only going to get more and more exciting as we go along. We've got some big matchups as the year goes along. So it's just now starting, guys. It's only going to get better.
Yeah, excited for next week. Again, Midview, a pretty decent team. They've got some pieces there. Had a tough one last week against Strongsville. Again, we'll wait and see what the outcome of their game was tonight. But going into next week, it's a very tough Olmsted Falls team. So looking forward to it. Excited to have Dom back again. Unfortunately, we'll miss you, Brandon, and not part of that 3-man crew. But hopefully, like I said, the following week after that, You, myself, and Dom will all be back together. But I do want to give a shout-out to Darian Jackson over there, who helped us out tonight. Again, ran the camera for us and did a great job, as well as joined in for the halftime show. So a big shout-out to Darian, and thanks for joining us, being part of our three-man crew this evening.
And that's going to do it for us, folks. Thank you again for tuning in to our game of the week. North Royalton taking down Padua Franciscan 28-21. For my colleagues, Darian Jackson and Cole McDaniel, I'm Brandon Soder. Enjoy the rest of your night.